Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret himself, the world champ in the building. Give it up for one of the best ARs to ever do it, Sam LaRue, Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ himself, DJ Duarte, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. And then, of course, we got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. Eggs. And we got the one and only, the executive producer, fresh off the golf course, Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what's going on, man? What's happening? How you guys doing?
Fresh off the golf course.
Yeah, you were golfing today, were you not?
No, it was not.
Oh, really? I thought you weren't golfing today, Ben. What'd you do today? You were nowhere to be found today in the watch party.
So I was up in Binghamton, New York, because my brother just got his master's. So I was
That's
at graduation
right.
this morning, helped him packed up, and then we drove back in shitty weather, and then I took like a 30-second nap, and I'm here. So it's been a crazy day, but watch this series. Excited to talk about some COD with y'all.
Hell yeah, Ben. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we got Duarte in the building. Chris, how you doing, brother? You doing all right?
Doing good. Just another grind of a week. First day of matches. Can't wait for Toronto. We're almost there. Again at the finish line. Final week of matches.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, congrats to your brother as well, Ben. That's phenomenal news, by the way. Congratulations
No
to your bro.
problem.
Pat, you doing all right? I know you've been busy with some stuff with X Defiant. So Pat, what's going on? Is the game, what is it? Is it out? Is it just for certain players? You running a tournament? Like, what's happening right now?
No, yeah. So X Defiant comes out in 10 days on May 21st.
Oh.
But we released some of the games from a tournament we ran called an All-Star Series. Parasite was actually in it. I was watching him get turned on, but
Wow.
I played good.
But yeah, it was me versus Pac-Man, and then TP versus Karma. Me versus Pac-Man. That
Cool.
team that series was out 2 days ago, and then TP versus Karma came out today. It's on the Ubisoft YouTube channels if anyone wants to check it out. But
Cool.
yeah, it was some good games, and then the finals for that tournament it will be on the day we drop on May 21st.
That's dope. We'll have to check that out. I'm sure you've been working hard with the game coming up and releasing. I'm sure there's been a lot going on. So thank you for joining up. And then, of course, we got the one and only Sam LaRue, Octane. What's going on, Sam? You're muted, Sam. It's okay. The mustache is looking good.
It's my fault, bro.
You good?
Watched some mediocre COD, and I watched two 100T teams win today, bro. Fuck
Yeah.
G2. Let's go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, they won today in Valorant or what?
Yeah, it was a nail biter, bro. It was a 10-4 comeback, map 3. Great time.
That's good work. It's good work. It's a good day for the Thieves camp. But yeah, guys, we're going to hop right into it today. We had 2 matches today. Usually there's 3, but it's been kind of interchanging every Friday. They bounce back from 2 to 3 matches. So we're going to dive into it and give you our thoughts. And then we also got, I got a couple games we can play after the matches. And then we can also answer some questions from the community as well. Since there's only 2 matches, we can show some love and do something for some fun. But let's hop in and let's talk these matches. We got the first match of the day. Toronto Ultra going up against the Boston Breach. This one ended in a 3-0 victory for the Toronto Ultra. Boston Breach are now 0-6 in this stage. Toronto Ultra now 5-1. We'll scroll down and we'll take a look at the stat sheet. It is Snoopy keeping Boston
Jesus
Breach.
Christ.
Oh, Jesus, fuck it, I don't. It is a red carpet besides for Snoopy, who is saving him. He's the only one positive here. Take a look at the other side. Everybody pretty much doing their thing. Insight fell negative, but, Insight's got his role on the team. We kind of know what he's doing. So they played well today. Sam, we'll kind of start with you. What did you think of the series today? What did you think, Sam?
What did I think? I think I shout out to Boston for making it a quick one. That's what I think.
Yeah, thank you, Boston.
Appreciated.
Yeah, much appreciated on that front. I mean, we've talked pretty much at length about this and team, bro. I mean, they're 0-11, I want to say 0-10 in Search and Destroy with their current roster. They can't seem to buy one. I think albeit I think Pentagram obviously deserves his chance. We didn't know what he was going to bring to the table prior to the team, but he just has not impressed me at all. The team as a whole is not great. I will say Snoopy's individual performances since the change have been notable. I think he's been playing decent Call of Duty from a statistical standpoint, which wasn't really something we saw prior to the change. So I guess that's like the one silver lining that this team has right now. But that might be it. I think this team is horrible. I don't know if they're going to make changes going forward to like prepare for next year to try to go develop some talent. I don't know if they're going to look at Major Four as like kind of like their champs as teams do when they don't qualify. I don't know what the next moves are for this team, but they are absolutely horrid. And shout out to Toronto for a nice 3-0. That's my thoughts.
Christopher Duarte, what did you think about the series today? Toronto versus Boston.
Sam pretty much hit the nail on the head. Yeah, Toronto came in. They took care of business. Jamie, Insight, and Envoy still can't have a good series together for some reason, regardless if they win or lose. Insight threw up kind of a sneaker. But on the Boston front, Pentagram is just not it. I think he's had like one really good map, the whole time that he's played. I still kind of feel bad because, he kind of got thrown into this team, right, with a whole bunch of changes and Beans obviously being injured and then having to like sit out and come back. So he's kind of going through the ringer, but at the end of the day, like, he's still got to perform. He's still got to try his best. And he's just not cutting it.
How many matches has he played, Chris, so far?
6.
They played 6.
6 matches. Okay.
Yeah. And I still have yet to really see anything that is more so like
promising,
impressive.
He's had a couple pop-offs. Like he had that 6-star hard point. He had the invasion control against us, I believe, where he went like fucking 38-10 or something.
Yeah.
So he's had like some individual maps for sure, but like as a whole, obviously he deserved the chance. He's been a substitute for like a super long time, but I think that like that chance has come and gone. He really has not shown me.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
he's doing too much running right now. At least just from my consensus, from watching, it looks like he's just kind of just a chicken with his head cut off right now, and you can tell he can shoot straight. You know what I mean?
He's the same player as Snoopy, just way less experience. So it's like there's just no positive here.
Way less is crazy.
I mean, the thing is about this team is like with Shani on the roster, they were still like competing like at times, but also there was like a series, I think it was the last series they played where Shani outperformed like Priest.
Against LAT on Rio.
This team is cooked. I still like Beans. I just, he's going through it. He's kind of injured. The team's kind of not the best. I think Beans is again just kind of in the same situation as Pentagram, but you can tell that Beans is just a good player, like he's a better player. But Pentagram is he's just not it, bro. Like, and it's sad because he's been waiting for this opportunity, and he's kind of also just getting fucked over. Yeah.
Wait, how is
terrible.
he getting fucked over? In what way?
What do you mean, bro? The team was literally garbage, and they just brought in people to try to like save them essentially. And they have limited time. They literally start a stage with barely any practice. And obviously he's not good. I'm not saying he's like good, but he's also just not, it's just not a good environment. Like this is going to happen with a lot of players. This happens all the fucking time.
Bro, they had 5 winnable series.
A team is terrible. Yeah. But also like a team is fucking terrible. And then they get thrown in. These players get thrown into a terrible team, and they're just expected to save them. Listen, I'm not saying the guy is good. I don't think he fits on this roster, but just for him to have this as his first chance, it's kind of sad. Like,
well, I wanted to move on to Ben. So what didn't you agree with there, Ben? Give your thoughts.
I mean, I hear Chris on the fact that the Boston team is terrible and likely not going to make champs and all that stuff. But this is an opportunity for Nate to come in, bring some stability, improve the search and destroy. Get them at least competitive for qualifying for champs, and he hasn't helped improve that. I actually think is actually a good chance because if he had come in, drop a 9, 5, close to a 1, I think he'd get a chance to roll it over to next year.
He can obviously play better, Ben. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm more so saying they literally kept Snoopy, sure, and Snoopy's been fine. Priesta was literally the worst player on the team statistically prior to this change. And then they brought on Beans, who just immediately gets fucking injured midway through their split. Like, yeah, this guy's not good, but he's also just thrown into a ringer, bro. Like, I'm not saying that he's a good player and he didn't have an opportunity. I'm more so saying I kind of feel bad for the kid. Like, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, bro, that sucks. Like, holy fuck.
With that case, Duarte, isn't that the same thing with everybody who's joining these like teams? Like everybody who just gets thrown into these rosters.
You got to make the most of these opportunities.
That's what I'm saying. You have to make the most of the opportunity, bro. Like even if you're with a bad team, you still gotta like.
You got to show out, dude. We had this convo a couple episodes ago too. Whenever Exceed was here, that was my point. Like even if you're on a dog shit team, you can still show enough promise to secure your spot. And these guys are just getting fucking pooped on.
Yeah, I want to say yes and no because there's certain roster situations that we've seen where it's like a team that's like already good, has a basis, and then like they make a change. And like for example, Vegas, right? Vasim gets shit. Asim literally just got shit on. Like it's not the same with Pentagram where he's joining a terrible fucking roster and he's just getting shit on. Asim joined a good team and got shit on.
What
Same
does this
with
have to do with Ace?
Wait, what?
I'm saying there's a difference in the. There's a
Wait, wasn't
difference in
Vegas
when,
getting smoked?
We're saying
No, they
Vegas
got
is still a good
they had a
team?
real
They had a stint where they were good, and we were calling them a top 5 like we did with every other team.
They had a good stint. They were expected to play well. Blah blah blah.
They were expected to play well.
Same with LAG. LAG, yeah, they were terrible, but they did get top 6s. Boston was dead last the whole time. Everywhere they went, zero fucking chance of being a good team. And he gets thrown into again the same scenario. At least with the other teams that made changes, they had points where they had fucking hope.
Bro,
right?
they lost
This team had
5
none.
straight game 5s. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Chris, I
Hey,
hear
I'm
you,
just
bro.
They have no ice. You're saying you're acting like they're getting
terrible.
3-0 blown
Bro,
out. They lost
you just
5
said-
game 5s.
You're saying this, but you also just said right before this team is fucking terrible.
Yes, they are terrible, but
Okay,
they
they're
should have
terrible.
won
They
some
are
of the
I don't care if
terrible,
they
but
should
they
have
have-
won. They're still
they-
terrible.
They have a better respawn win percentage than most of these bottom 6
Yep.
teams.
That's where I was
Because-
going to go next with that. Like, bro, I think, listen, the lack of S&D, quality S&D play on this team all year and has gotten somehow worse with
Yeah,
Ace
it's
and
really
Austin
bad.
leaving the team is actually impressive how bad. They are so bad on offense. I don't think I've seen a win rate this bad. I have to go back through all the sheets that I have.
What's their map count,
They-
Ben? In
They have
S&D.
only
They're
they have-
0-10.
They have won 41% of rounds they have
Fuck.
played S&D, which is lowest in the league, and they've only won 34% of their offenses, which is insane. I actually can't remember a team that bad at offense. And it's like, bro, again today, they had opportunities to win offensive rounds on 6-star, bomb down, and they're letting people run through smokes at the wrong setups to try and funnel people. Like, this
Bro,
team has no concept.
This
Let
team
him play
was
post
this team
plans.
was also
I actually agree
fucking
with Ben.
this team was also dog shit at search prior to the roster changes. If you guys don't remember,
Oh no,
Like,
we
this is-
remember. They just got worse.
exactly.
They got worse somehow.
They've been
got
terrible at
worse.
search. Nothing has changed.
What are
This
they? I
roster
think
is
for
just-
the overall season, they're like 6-27.
I mean,
They were,
that's they're
they were
terrible,
6
bro.
and 17 before the change, so it wasn't that great.
6-26,
Either,
6-27, something like that.
but 0-10 in a stage is unacceptable.
This
And
team
I'm
has
just-
this team has had no hope.
I mean, listen, I think we're almost at the point, like probably after this event, where we're just done talking about Boston series they lose. And like,
Bro, but the thing
there's
is,
nothing-
if
there's
they
nothing to
go
really discuss.
if they go 500 in S&D, right? Shit, let's just say they go like 300 in S&D. They literally would be like 4-3.
Yeah, they'd be in the mix for sure.
Like I get they suck at S&D. These players are not good S&D players, and they do the dumbest shit on the map. But we can't be delusional and say this team isn't a good respawn team. They've won a majority of their respawns, more so than the bottom 8 teams, like by a mile. So I think you're fated to say like this team is like player wise is dog shit because they actually do perform in respawn. But other than that, the problem I have is none of these guys are consistent either, except for Snoopy. Like they also have a consistency problem. Like Nate could go from having a 1.41 series to being 8-50 in a map 1 and having that multiple times. Like that is just inconsistent. Chris, I don't know what you see in the Beans guy. Like, yeah, that Beans guy can shoot, but you're talking about him like he's something special. He hasn't done anything special that I've seen.
He's
so
been good.
far.
He's been good in the respawns before he got injured.
I would.
Are you talking
okay,
about
bro,
Ben? You talking
yeah.
about
Yeah,
Ben?
he's talking about Beans.
I
No,
would
Ben-
argue.
Ben
I
had
would
that
argue
big-
that Shawnee was just as good. Like
Oh,
he's
you
not
saying, Ben?
anything special.
One at a time.
Ben before he got hurt, that last series before he got hurt, he had insane map 4 in that series. And then guess what happened?
Look,
Game
we're-
5,
I'm
they
not
lost.
picking out one map. I'm saying he hasn't been special. He has played average at best.
no,
you could have
Beans-
replaced
I feel like
replaced Shawnee with Beans, and I guarantee you they have the
No,
same
no,
win
no,
loss
no,
they do
no,
now.
no, no,
0-6.
No.
Ben-
Oh
Yes.
yeah, win loss maybe series.
Yeah,
Series.
it's
Yes,
the same thing. He hasn't been anything special.
I'm
to
not
me.
talking about
And
competitiveness.
Preston has not been good either. And Preston
Preston's
has not been good on the original team. Like this whole squad has inconsistent players who have not been good. Soupy is the only one on this team that I think deserves to stay on this team.
But here's the
Period.
here's
They
the
need
issue.
better S&D
Like,
players.
Pat, do
Soupy
you
is
think?
also probably their best S&D player.
Pat, do you
He
think
is their
they're
best S&D player
do you
for
think
sure.
they're inconsistent because they just have no idea what they're doing? Do you think that's why some of these players, or do you think individually they just can't get kills at certain times? They can't consistently slay.
I mean, I think it's both. Like, I'm not here to like call these guys out, but like when you look at this whole roster, like take Priest out of it. Like, it's not like we're looking at these guys and being like, yo, these are some really like
This is a challenges
cerebral
team.
Call of Duty players. Yeah, like these guys are just guys that run around and shoot straight. That's what they are, and it's working in Respawn sometimes. But in S&D, they're getting picked apart because they don't have high IQ Call of Duty at all. Period.
But it goes two ways. In Respawn, I agree with you. We will watch clips from the Karachi. Like the mind-blowing things I see them do on P3s and P2s.
Yeah, let's hop into it.
Communication is unacceptable. But on the S&Ds, like some of that is definitely like got to be in-game calls. But like I just don't know how they haven't gone over
we'll
how
get
to
there,
do
Ben.
setups.
Ben, we'll get there.
Bro, some of these bombs on 6-star.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing here?
Let's move on. Let's move on to the clips because we'll get there. We'll talk about some of these Respawn mistakes. We'll talk about some of these S&D mistakes. I want to hop right into the Karachi because this is the P3 where Boston, they were rotated. They had the setup, and just look how it all breaks. Pentagram dies at a hill, which I think is a big mistake there. He needs to make sure he doesn't die there because his teammates are kind of looking over him. So everybody dies around him, and Snoopy's just kind of the last guy here trying to make plays. And then you can already see that Boston, the hill's white, and in Toronto, they end up getting back in here as this hill goes on and just funnel Boston out. I mean, what did you think about the plays there from Boston?
Bro, please, like, go back to that clip. Like, whoever, bro, Snoop's got to pick up right. Like, he's got to at least check right here and trust his teammates to pick up middle coming left. Do you guys agree or no?
You say he can't after the fact.
Like,
after
right when he runs into mid cut and dies.
Yeah. Because he gets one here. He's making good plays. Snoopy made the play to keep the rotation for these guys. The problem is I agree, Ben. He should be holding junk here and just be holding right, just playing a corner. And then worst comes to worst, bro. Let them funnel out of mid alley. Let them run out of mid alley. They're just gonna die.
Bro, you're the top 3 head glitches. You got so much of a funnel to play around those guys middle. But the one thing you can't do is give up kills and people just flooding right out of red and just like getting your cross the other way. Like he's just got to pick up right and get info. If he's not confident getting down, the information will be key on how they can set up a setup.
Yeah, I actually thought Ben spitting there. Anybody else got anything to say there? I think
I agree with
other
them.
than that, just don't die in hill too on rotation. I think
Yeah,
dying in
getting
hill
picked out of hill in rotation.
He got
They're
caught
also
running
man
away.
down.
Yeah, he got caught running away. I don't know what he was running from, but he was running away in the hill.
Probably
and he
because
got shot in the
they
back.
were a man down and a guy died of hold and spawned out. Maybe he was trying to stay alive. I really don't know. And then I wanted to go into the next clip. This is the second rotation. It's another P3, right? So same situation, same hill. You can see how Boston set up. Bean somehow died Coop side, which if he would have got some kills there, that would have been big. Maybe slow down their push a little bit. But they let Dylan Envoy waltz up through junk, finds 1, finds 2 onto Pentagram. And just like that, look how easy that Toronto just broke this hill.
They didn't let him waltz.
Dylan waltz.
Prone crawled across the balcony.
Yeah, he made a good play to get the first guy. The second guy gave him a kill.
But I don't understand. Like right here, I mean, shouldn't P-Dog know that he could have got by here? I don't know. It was just like he gave it up, right? Like I was surprised that it was a really good play.
I think he had to like reload or something, and he was probably paranoid he was getting pushed, so he like went to shimmy his right, like on the side of the fences or on the side of the shacks, and then he just gets bad timing. Envoy honestly just made a really good heads up play, but then Pentagram right here just gives him a free kill rather than like play in a corner, play a stall spot. He just sits in the doorway and like, bro, I don't know who he thinks he's playing, but when you come around the corner, you just check the door. Like it's just pretty simple. He just gets cambered.
But I'm saying even right here, Chris, right? As soon as his stun hits, that Envoy throws, right? As soon as that stun connects, he could have ran right through. Like right, even without laying down. Like he gave it up. So he didn't even
thought he was one shot, so he was like, "Oh, he's not gonna push."
Yeah, it was a good play, great play from Envoy, a very good play. I think him staying down there and taking this route was a good heads up play. P-Dog's timing's a little bit off there, and he probably just didn't expect that. So good plays from Dylan. The solo play he makes there was phenomenal. But is there anything in Boston's setup that you guys see that you would have changed? Or
what is number 8? What is number 8 doing on the map, dog?
I don't know. He dies chicken too, which right here. Do you see how Beans is challenging here? Don't you think he should just play an off angle and just let him run
Jamie,
by him?
that gunfight looks like he got shit on. He's on top of the bridge, and Jamie just jumps out low and chows him.
Yeah, he gets pooped on, and then he gets a blessed spawn. He spawns Coop again, and then he just sits here. He's probably mind blown. He's just like, "What do I do?" His teamate dies, and
I mean, run towards hill would be a good idea, or jump top 3 like fast, like a lot faster than that. He should have been there fucking.
This is the
5
little
seconds
things
ago.
we talk about. Because Snoop is middle and gets a couple of kills, but we know Snoop's communication is not the best. We don't know if he's calling out 2 guys middle. Like the lack of communication, the ability for this team to make
his comms sounded better last listening. They actually did.
They did sound better, but what I'm saying is if you're not giving as much information as you can, people can't react on the information. If you're giving basic call outs
and basic
directions, then That's how like there's not some reactionary plays that are being made that are positive.
Let's
I don't know
listen
how
in.
you
We
guys
gotta
feel
we
about
got,
that,
we
but-
gotta listen in from Boston Breach, and we'll get right back to that convo. We'll see how they sound.
Oh, he's native. It's envoy. There's gonna be two third side of the
Yeah, milk, milk.
Where's he? On this cap, on this cap, bro. On this cap inside and top AC.
Same time.
Someone behind him, milk.
Top church.
Deep sandbags, weak.
I'm just hiding back
Top
there, guys.
church.
Top AC. I'm letting come.
Bottom church, next. Bottom church, back.
Deep,
The top
double.
third, I'm gonna push out mid. Top third, I'm
I'm doing right. I'm doing from the right.
I go behind him.
Yeah, one top third on me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them.
He's deep right sandbags.
I'm working too, okay?
Time them.
I'm working
Grab
too.
this side.
Yeah.
Long and back milk. Long and back milk.
I don't see that. I don't see him. Wait, he flanked me cube. He's low
I'm
cube
going
on the
Within
arch.
you, yeah, within you.
Look up on the arch.
ZooMaa.
Taking up top.
I'm gonna
Low is gonna be open. It's gonna be open.
Two old. Look for one, okay?
No,
I told you through last
Inside
time.
scrap hole, you look for
Yeah, I'm
two.
top there, okay? They could be local with me.
Yeah, I'm holding low.
I spotted.
I can see low cube.
Look for
Because,
T-left.
yo,
Okay.
on this
They have
cap and out. On this cap and out.
Okay. They played through left hard
No,
last
you and
time.
B-cut. B-cut and...
One's been out. 2 minutes.
I get off for a second.
Yo, he's a top out. Teammate.
Barrel's weak.
I'm on your team.
Barrels is in these top balcony. Top balcony and barrels. Barrels is really weak. I spawn close front. I've got time. Just focus the back.
Here.
They're trying to play me the back.
Yeah, yellow card. Two. I got one inside the back. Inside. Nice.
Yeah,
bro. I can
Think
time.
through the back.
Alright, I'm pushing up.
Maybe. I don't know.
Be top. I'm in ticket.
I'm hitting middle,
Okay,
bro.
I think
Could be
we're
light.
I'm taking middle.
You might want to play close to us maybe. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm I read top.
I can see the back cross. They're gonna be probably top.
Honestly, top.
Okay,
top.
yeah.
You
I
know,
think they're playing through left again.
Yeah.
One shot,
Yeah,
ticket,
what's up,
scrap.
I can push you low.
Top three, he's gonna try. Yeah, pushing back left. You cross
I'll
me
see
three.
left,
I spawn
I'll
out.
Yeah.
Scrap, push back. Always one shot from P3 and one to the back. One in the back. Ticket.
on you, man.
Nice. Ticket.
Yeah,
Weak.
that's fine.
Weak front, clean next.
I'm
I'm playing
So
top.
weak.
I'm playing top.
letting top.
Yeah, that's one.
No, last one. Last one then?
Yeah.
They're gonna
I got needed. You're gonna come in last one.
Probably gonna be pretty ready.
He's top pot. He's on
No,
your
no.
left.
He's probably gonna be pretty ready. Okay,
He's not checking
I see
it.
them. I'm in.
Yeah, he is. He's low range.
I'm in lower.
Slow.
Nothing top 3.
No one's shot. He's 18 bridge.
All righty, that's gonna do it for the listening for the Boston Breach. What did you guys think? I actually think Snoopy's comms have gotten a lot better. I mean, early on, you can hear the small talk from him. It seems like he's at least attempting the small talk. Like, I don't want to say he's just sitting there mute, bro, because it's not true. He's been
he's
working
gotten
on
better
it.
for
He's been
sure.
working on it for sure.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
100%.
I mean, I thought that sounded like okay. Nothing really like crazy of note, to be honest.
Yeah, and then after this, I mean, I want to go to this third P1 here because Boston, they have an opportunity here. You can see number 5, that Snoop, right? He wins that fight red, so he can OE here and flip here and get P2, but it's what happens next. You can see how Toronto breaks this. You have Insight coming off spawn. He's able to find one guy sleeping here, top AC. Down goes Beans, boom, Insight, and then he jumps out and wins a crazy fight onto Pentagram, and that's going to open up the break now. Toronto Ultra, use their numbers, get in there, swarm in, and that pretty much just halts Boston's push there. And then Kleenex does a good job cutting red. Boston, they don't get the P2 spawns.
Why is Snoopy like overlooking the hill?
I don't know why he
Maybe
didn't
I
OE
misread
red.
for a second.
Well, I thought he was going
Or
to...
who's obviously it's not Snoopy, Beans. Why the fuck is Beans looking at hill? Help your teammate on the left, bro. Why are you
number
not like
6
looking
should have
at the
been looking
street?
bending.
Why are you not like help? Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, Nate got literally twerked on.
Yeah, he got twerked
But like,
on.
why is Beans not like? Why is he playing this cruddy off angle? Like, help him on the street. Take a gunfight. Like he just dies for free.
Yeah, number 5 has his red, and number 6
Yeah,
looks
number
at
6 can watch his own
vending,
mid lane.
and then 8 watches street with 7.
Yeah,
They
I don't
blacks
understand
out.
why Beans is letting them run up the street and world star his teammate.
Yeah, they blacked out. Also, do you guys think Pentagram should OE red and like try and like get towards P2 there when he wins that
Needs to
fight
be.
red? Because I feel like if he gets that kill red, right, and he hits P2, like that's gonna just raise an alarm in the Toronto Ultra camp, right? It's gonna relieve some pressure, I feel, on P1. And at the same time, like Boston can't win it here. And if Toronto hold these spawns, like they just win on next. Like I don't know. I thought with the timing here, like I
be
think Snoopy
fair-
could have pushed through, maybe.
I agree, but to be fair, they didn't even like hypothetically, if Snoopy would have pushed that out, they weren't even looking for him. They just immediately like were playing for this point.
But
Like,
he
they were
could
playing to,
still.
like-
But pushing out P2 doesn't mean he can't help. He can spot their mid alley. He can spot their top AC. Like he can still
Yeah,
see
kind of.
shit.
But then they
I know what
don't
you
have the
mean.
number street and they get broken and they lose off that. Like there's a bait and switch there. You play for P2, great. What happens if they break
I mean,
the hill
I'll
and
be
just keep
honest,
just
bro.
going
With
on
these
darn?
timings, there's no way Toronto's winning off of this, unless somebody gets absolutely shit on, which is exactly what happened. But you can't like at that point, like You know, you're not thinking like that in a game, right? You're not thinking like, oh, this might not work because my teammates might get shit on, right? Like, you got to trust your teammates there. Like, I'm just thinking.
I think he
ahead of
plays
the
new
game.
here only because his teammates had the ideal setup. Like, there really was no like trade pattern about to happen. There was nothing like he didn't need to be near the play in order for them to like guarantee the time.
Yeah.
He had a full setup on his teammates on the left, which is the ideal side to hold P1 from. So I think he had like the play was whatever he wanted to make. If he wanted to help, he could. But I think he definitely had the opportunity to play P2 with pretty much no consequence.
Yeah, and there's no reason to challenge. It's like they can just play off each other. They can just play a crossfire here or something, or play an off angle. Like
If Beans just doesn't let them run up the street here,
Dude,
like
back up
again,
like
Nate
10
got fucking shit on.
Back up like 10 seconds.
But like Beans can't let them run up the street here. There's no he doesn't need to look over the hill. There's no danger.
Snoopy.
yeah, no, I don't know why he's looking.
Look at
over
this.
the
Like
hill.
they're like
he could. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
what
get
he's
holding
doing.
here, just then trust safe. Like just do this.
And
just
once-
do
once
this.
you're here,
oh,
you
he
could
got
just
naded.
hang- you could just-
He got naded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he ate a
stunned and
fucking
naded.
nade right there. He should still chow, bro. Even if he gets naded, he
He's
should still fucking chow.
He's still, or just like at least look in that direction. I don't know how he died from there. Insight found a nice angle too. Him hopping on top of
I think he's
the
on top of the sandbags and kills him.
hopping on top of the sandbags was a good play, but I think they could have played it better. I think Pentagram could even hold an off angle there. Like they all collapsed. And even at this point, like Toronto can't win here, even with Boston getting shit on, right? And Toronto's still getting in here. Imagine if Snoopy was in P2 right now. This game would look a lot different.
Bro,
It would look a lot different here.
Priesta is looking at B cut until he dies. Please look at this. Go back. Like he's been looking at this cut where two of his teammates are for the longest. Like Pentagram's still not dead. There's no way they're gonna be able to look at it. He's still looking at it. He's still looking at it. Watch what happens. Number 2 runs up bending right in front of Preston.
Yeah.
She
True.
killed Snoopy in front
I
red.
mean, I think he was dead anyway because Snoop had died.
I'm not saying that he's dead.
Even if he kills him,
No,
because
Snoop
he's dead.
died because Preston is not. Look at where he died from. Look, Snoop's on the balcony. The guy's in the middle of the map right next to Preston. He just ran up bending.
You're not trying to.
Snoop, no, he
He
He died
died
to the guy front red. Look at
Yeah.
He
Scrap.
died to the guy front red.
Envoy ran right down the middle of the map, Benjay, and killed and shot him in the back.
I'm
Top
trying
right,
to
he
see if
shot him.
Scrap actually got some bolts in him.
Nah, bro, they're
so.
tweaking,
Scrappy
and
shit
you got to
doesn't
think,
matter, both of
Chris.
them kill
We'll
him.
move on to the next map, but you got to think that leads to communication, bro. I don't think they're common with each other.
That's a
like,
comm breakdown.
Like, is Pentagram not saying, "I have your mid cut, I have your mid cut," right? Like, I don't like
Focus the fucking
focus.
vending and red.
Yeah,
Exactly.
focus vending, focus
Exactly what
you
I
know what I
said
mean?
2 clips ago. Interesting.
Oh my
Yeah.
fucking god, Ben, bro. Holy fucking shit.
Man, you're so smart. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Let's hop on over to the SD. I want to go straight into the 0-1 round. This was just an Ultra retakes. You see Boston 4v4 situation. Bomb goes down. And look at how Ultra breaks this. They smoke through mid-U, and they run right through. It was a good round from Ultra to get in here. You can see Kleenex, they get that bomb control, and now this is kind of chalked here. Boston, they lose control of the bomb site from the smoke. You see Scrappy looking over Kleenex, and just good trades from them, and
How
they're
did
able
number
to
8
get the
die?
retake. I don't know. I was going to ask you
wanna
guys
see
what
how,
do you
like, the
think
2
happened
guys-
here.
I want to see how the 2 guys on their side. Oh, number 8's a fucking doofus, bro. He's pushing out their side. Like, just hold.
He pushed out their side. He
He
challenged.
just
it.
runs into a guy L triggering. Look at this.
Yeah,
He
I don't know
dies
where
for
he was
free.
going. I don't know where the hell they were going.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was definitely trolly right there. Pushing out their side. It's a 4v4. You got bombed down. Like right there, Toronto's got to make the play, right? Boston doesn't have to make. They did their job. So definitely a rough round there from the Boston Breach. That could have been another one on the board for them. It's just another troll from Boston, gentlemen, or what?
Yeah.
100%. You bombed
They're
down.
running through
4v2
smoke.
bomb down.
And you got like both sides of it too. I mean,
You're
you could have a
they're
guy
just
top
pushing
security,
everywhere.
but either way, they got to watch.
Yeah.
Bro, as soon as the fucking smoke goes down, your play is to flip the map. Like you just literally make sure they don't come out the smoke and just try everything in your power to basically kill them, and then just flip the map and get on their side of A. Like
Yeah.
that's literally your play, and they just don't do it.
Yeah.
And then Beans runs out and dies.
Now, right here, okay, 3v4 situation. I love the play here from Snoopy, but I think P-Dog and Pentagram need to get the fuck out. They should have just backed up and let Snoopy make a play. If Snoopy was making a play, there was no point to be challenging this. Like, P-Dog's challenging, then you have Seven he's solo chows the back of their spawn. Like, if Snoopy's making a play, I think they should have just stayed alive and waited for Snoop. And then as soon as Snoopy engages in fights, then they pop up, they run in there and get into the play. But it was a 3v4.
again, though,
It's a little bit of a
again,
nitpick. It was a
It is
3v4.
a 3v4. It is a 3v4, but again, number 7 does the same shit where he pushes out their side and dies. And Preston, for some reason, just gives up the angle, bro. Why? You're literally staring at you. They're about to fly through. What? Like, why does he run away? I want to know why he. Look at this. He's holding it. Number 7. He's gonna end up pushing out and die. Why does he get the why? Well, why did he just reposition like that?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
He got bad timing, but he gave himself that bad timing. Number 7 also gives himself just hold your setup and trust Snoop to make the play.
He didn't have to. He gave himself bad timing there for sure. He didn't have to give it up at all. He should have just held it.
Snoop just re-wrapped his flank. There is no danger on your right unless he got the super mega bad timing, which you just chalk up. Like you're already in 3v4 situation. Just commit.
A little bit of a weird round here too. In the 3-3 round, Toronto tried to run through you on the offense. This was an interesting strat. You think that's just Toronto just trying some shit, or do you think that's actually?
Because I don't know why else you would make that.
Yeah,
they're trolling.
Yeah, that looks like that's just a blackout troll, to be honest
It was
with
a
you.
big round. It was a 3-3 round, and they flooded through you on an offense. I thought it was an interesting play, but quick round there for the Boston Breach. And I mean, these are rounds that Ultra's basically given to them, right? I mean, Boston, you're thinking they could finally get an S&D on the board, and here comes a streak from Snoopy, and wait till you guys see what happens next. The streak comes in. Everybody from Toronto is forced inside. The B bomb site is open. Snoop gets a kill. 4v3 situation. Let's see what happens next. As Boston, you can see Toronto, they start making plays on the pinch. Snoopy, he's by himself. Down he goes. Now it's a 3v3 situation. The bomb's going down. Pentagram tries to jump up Balk after Snoopy just got a kill there. And everything collapses for the Boston Breach. I mean, it's just fucking horrible. Is that Tony poking me? Is this actually Tony poking me? Hello?
What's up, boys?
No way you're actually joining us on a flank, Tony. There's no way.
What's up, boys?
Look at it. Tony, it's been fucking 8 years.
Listen, I know the issue with Boston. They lost the fucking big dog, and ever since it's broken.
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. We've seen the record. We've seen the stats, Tony.
Tony, I'm going to be honest, bro.
I think the entire
These guys
team,
need
bar
you.
Snoopy's been inconsistent. Literally,
These guys need you.
Ever since he's gotten off Austin's leash, he's been frying. Everybody else is letting the kid down. Shawnee came in. They looked great versus Optic. Then he got fucking choke slammed into the next match. They're not making champs at this point. It's done.
They're not making champs.
Nah, they're not. And then look at what do you
Sounds like
guys
an
think about
echo
this?
chamber in here. You guys hear this?
I mean, I don't know. Tom, this is like we've seen this how to play this 4v3.
Wait, Tom, can you back up to when they streak, by the way?
Yeah.
Like literally when they pop that shit.
Yeah.
And then
That's
just
right.
play it out.
I mean, it's tough because Snoop's in the absolute depths of their spawn. The minute he gives them info, they push. So he's kind of disconnected from them.
I mean,
No, I'm just.
I also don't know
confused
why.
for a second.
Like if somebody's gonna hit wood, I think like Snoopy dies like on the pinch. He's kind of soloed out there, but I don't know why these guys 8 and 7. Okay, so let me break it down for you. Okay, boom, Snoopy goes down. Boom, one's pinching. Most likely you're thinking that another one might be pinching with him if Envoy's just hitting that shit out. If you're Boston, you should push through together and trade these guys out together. But that's not what happens. 8 ends up running out. He runs out. He turns his back on wood. Number 8 turned his back there. Look, I'll even pause it so you guys can see it in the air. Look, number 8 pushes up. He turns and he gives up wood. And then he dies. And then Pentagram tries to jump up by himself. And then he dies. They could have hit wood together. They could have just hit wood together after the bomb went down, smoked the fuck out of this guy, and then just held top plat and just watched their pinch.
I think
held
I
top
know what
plat.
they got to do.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Slay.
this round is so
I
aggravating.
think I know how to turn the Boston Breaches S&D around. You guys ready?
Snoopy's got to drop 15.
I call this wood, by the way. These
Well,
wood,
that's true,
these
that's
wooden
true,
outskirts right here.
But I
That's what
have
call
something
wood.
for the whole squad, Sam.
What's up?
They're going to go to steelseries.com. They're going to use code the flank and get some of the Arctic Nova Pros, and they're going to turn on sound EQ and play strictly off sound cues.
It's a good shout, Pat.
in the rest of the
good
rest of
shout.
the season.
If you guys didn't know, you get 12% off using code the flank at steelseries.com. I mean, that's phenomenal, Slay. That's fucking phenomenal.
It's just impressive.
I think we
Tom,
just
that
let
on
him
that-
snake.
On that bomb site where we've seen how effective holds are, they literally lost a round when they got first blood, and it was purely off the other team not making plays. It was off of them pushing their team and dying. And people
Yeah, and they gave it
Snoop
up.
is also watching flank from Sugan, bro. Like he's a literally a nard, bro.
To be fair to Snoop,
He wasn't the
pulled
streak.
the streak from his spawn, and like his whole team.
Yeah,
had
no,
put that
I
point,
didn't
so-
look too much into
But
that.
he's got
'cause-
dude, he was watching flank for like right at the top of the blue stairs. Like he's just gonna get headied. They spot him and then he's just like tweaking, trying to run away and dies. Like,
And then in the 4-4 round, I love the readjustment from Toronto. Just Scrap pulls out that rival, right? Like a true flex. And they get more rivals on the site. They play close up on it and hold some crossfires. And they don't give anything up, even when the smoke comes in. Right? They hold it. Scrappy ran through the smoke. He made a play. It was a comfortable round there for the Toronto Ultra. Good strat right there from Toronto. I like the adjustment. And then after that, we go into the last and final round. You're hoping that these guys, these Boston motherfuckers, can send this to around 11, and that just doesn't happen. 4v4 situation. Bomb goes down. It's another retake for Toronto Ultra. Let's see how it collapses for the Boston Breach. It starts with one. Beans able to find one, but look at this guy, Envoy. He's running through you. Nobody's looking at it. He finds two, almost finds the third. A heat check from Dylan, but now you have Pentagram pushing out again, dying.
That's his cold. That's Wake mid tank on Invasion.
It
It's his
really
cold
is,
spot.
bro. They keep pushing that back alley, and then Snoopy's stuck by himself. He's got nowhere to go. They're two separated, and Toronto Ultra with another break here. What did you guys think there?
Oh my fucking
Bro,
god.
I mean, like,
They gave up you.
Bro,
No, they smoked it out.
No,
They smoked it
Sam, like they chalked it up. They both.
You mean like watching the smoke?
Bro,
why
number
is
6
number
looked at,
6
shot at him.
running, bro. Like, why are you turning around, bro? Just back. If you want to create some distance, just back up, but keep staring at the fucking smoke. What are you looking at, bro?
The
Give
hashtag
yourself
into the
bad
bleach is
timing
insane.
again, bro.
Into
Into
the
the
bleach
bleach.
is fucking nuts.
Into the bleach is
More
fucking
bad
crazy.
timing, bro. I don't understand.
But hold on, I want to ask this question to this group. We watched this map a bunch of times. How often these retakes have we seen someone pinch through the offensive spawn?
Bro, even if the guy's fucking pinching, Snoopy is watching. Or is it Snoopy? Yeah, Snoopy
Yeah,
is
Snoopy
watching
watching
it, bro. Trust your teammate and just hold your lane, bro. I don't care if there's a smoke there. I don't care if there's fucking 3 people hitting one side. Your job is to look at that cut and that cut alone. And if they're just coming through and killing you from that spot, you are fucking trolling. It does not matter.
I just think, having seen people get gunned on the stairs often now, I don't know why more teams just don't have that guy watching from top security, like from the window.
Stairs or not, bro. Like he could have backed up and just created some space. Like instead, he just like
That's what I'm
runs
saying.
to his right for whatever
I
reason.
think the better way maybe to hold you is from the window, to be honest.
Or if you want to be a fucking psychopath, run into the smoke with them. Like at the
That's
end of the
Scrappy.
day, like
Yeah,
you're
That's
just
what Scrappy did.
exactly what Scrappy did. Yeah.
you're just doing absolutely nothing for your team, bro. You gave up you like multiple times. You pushed out their side multiple times. You guys are trolling.
Now take a
Bro,
look
they
at
can't
this. Take a look at this. First of all, did Bean's controller die? The fuck is he looking at? He's just sitting there. And Envoy goes all the way around the left side, waltzes his way, goes all the way. I don't even think they're keeping track of players. Surely somebody's got to be like, hey, we haven't killed Dylan Envoy in fucking a minute now. And there he is. He just takes the fucking super flank. It's the biggest flank of all time. And Dylan Envoy waltzes into the point, gets the kill, they collapse, and the offense is all over. What the hell happened to
I'm
Boston
so
Breach
tired
here?
of watching dog shit COD, bro.
Look at
so
this,
tired
bro.
of
Look
it.
at how long it took. Bro,
I'm
look at how
so,
long
he's been
it took.
alive for a minute and a half,
Bro,
bro.
it's crazy,
Nobody
bro.
like, and they clearly know that he's here based on Snoopy's spawn, but like they know that he is in their spawn, and there's just like no
Number 8 is
proactivity on the
fucking
map at
cooked.
all. Snoopy spawns in blue, and everybody turns around, and they still let him
Not
through.
even that, bro. Number 8 is fucking
Like,
cooked. You were the
What
last
are
guy
we
off
looking
spawn.
at, bro?
You were the last guy off spawn.
let's
Can
go to
you
Austin.
pick up? Can you pick up the right side of the map? Look, watch number 8 spawn. Tell me this guy shouldn't go top of the fucking gas building or play like back parking lot.
You gotta
Please
make
watch number 8 spawn before
play.
this.
You gotta make a play of any
Tom,
kind.
please
Anyone
go
will
back.
play.
Please go back and just watch number 8 spawn before he goes
Well, we
back.
have the,
Yeah, I
two
go-
Boston Breach alumni in
Look at
chat.
this shit,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Go right.
Yeah, they don't go right, bro. They don't go right. They gave up the lane. Like
Got
right here,
2
right?
kills.
They're just like, and then he starts turning. I don't know why he played a corner here too.
Like, how does he end up on this life just laying in some? He looks like he's fucking tweaking, bro.
That's what I said. It's what I tried to tell
Like-
y'all, motherfuckers.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? And then look, I can't believe Dylan waltzed in here like this,
Kelly, he was able to make this play.
bro. He just slowly walks in there, like it's.
It's the you
insane.
feel bad for this guy, Chris. I feel bad for this guy. What the fuck am I watching right
And then
now,
of course
bro?
Toronto won 2 defenses and
Poor
they
Preston getting
3-0
pinned from
the.
3 different fucking directions. Good luck trying to watch your fucking mid cut left, your pinch like did.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, on the Toronto
No.
Ultra versus the
Bro,
Boston Breach?
I'm making the rule right now. I'm executive producing. If this Boston team goes to this event and gets like 8th or 12th, if they lose a series, we're spending max 3 minutes talking about it online during stage 4.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like that.
I'm done with this shit, dude.
Put your
I mean,
foot
a
down,
more-
Benja.
Real quick, a generic statement about Boston, and I feel like you just cannot be that fucking incompetent in search. It's like it's so talent heavy at the top of the league where it's like these middle of the pack teams. Like I think Boston's respawn is actually pretty solid. against,
decent.
like middle of the pack.
Yeah,
towards,
it's
like,
decent.
bottom teams. They're
Yeah,
probably
it's
one
not
of the
bad.
better respawn teams. When you're so
Dude,
bad at search and destroy,
I'm in
it's
an echo
kinda-
chamber.
it's kind of why
Yeah.
Seattle in the beginning was like a bit of a threat, kind of, because Seattle with Ender was actually pretty damn solid at search. And any team can sort of scrape out a respawn here and there, but they are so fucking bad at search. And then in respawn, they're just getting out talented. They simply
Bro,
don't really have a top to
Zen-
bottom roster that can respectfully, and most teams don't, that can compete with the top teams in the league. So you have to prioritize search. And they're losing 4-1 leads, 5-1 leads. That they
Yeah.
literally can't win it's
But
honestly
bro,
confusing.
wait,
Bro,
Zin,
listen
the
to
way
these
they played
stats.
S&D today, they just
Yeah.
fucking abandoned all strategy.
Yeah.
Like today's S&D was completely different than like any search that they played. They
Well,
just
what I said, I feel like
dropped
it's all
strategy
Snoopy.
and played LG and IW team deathmatch S&D. Like that's what they tried to do today, and they still couldn't pull it out, dude.
So-
I
so,
could. The
I
whole
mean,
roster
I-
just
I-
looks inconsistent.
Go
bro.
ahead,
Like,
give you
Ben.
all-
Go ahead,
I
Ben.
give you all the stats. The offensive ones are mind blowing though. Listen to some of this shit. They only won 35% offenses, which is by far lowest in the league. They've only gotten first blood in 40 of those rounds, which is bottom, but not that far off from Carolina and Vegas. The difference in both those teams win, like their offense is at a decenter clip. Vegas wins it 70% of the time. Boston wins it 60% of the time. So you're not only not getting first bloods, you're not winning those rounds, you're not winning those rounds because when you plant the bomb, which they planted the bomb 64 times, they've only won it 39 times. They've done that. So like
That's
it's just-
crazy. That's actually
the
a crazy
offensive
stat.
execution, look, I know some of it is like the 0-4, 0-5 or whatever on Invasion S&D where they just can't win offense on the map. But we've watched them now play like Karachi. We watched them now play Six
They
Star
played
and
every
Split
map.
and then blow
They played every
offenses. And like, I just don't know, what are these guys doing during the week? Are we going over post plant setups? How I want to handle like 3v3?
Bro, one person just blacks out in every round that we watch. Someone just sprints to the lane or throws away their life or gives up a cut. Like every round, one person on their team will black out.
I don't think
Guaranteed.
they have confidence for like mid-round adaptation. It's like they have like, for example, Snoopy. Like I think Snoopy is a playmaker. Like I don't see Pentagram as like a confident guy who mid-round is going to make a call. I think maybe Bean sometimes, and then Priest. I feel like Priest has always been a facilitator. Like you surround Priest with talent, and Priest will give you what needs to be done to be won. But I think rarely at this point is Priest taken over and going fucking IW Priest mode. Like I don't think the team simply has like weirdly individual confidence to like actually clutch up because no one's actually making a fucking clutch call.
This is a classic. We have gone on a downward trend now for like 18 to 24 months. It's a clean out situation. I don't like going here advocating for people to lose their jobs, but they just need a new direction in the offseason and
Same
figure it
combo
out.
we had
and
last
probably
episode.
go around six.
Yeah, dude, I'm in an echo chamber, bro. I feel like we just repeat the same thing.
We've been talking about this Boston team the same way, bro. Blow it all up.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to reiterate because we watch another series and we see the same mistakes, and I mean, it's, you know, you guys could see it for yourself in the recap. But let's move on. Let's go to the next series. We got the Los Angeles Thieves going up against the Seattle Surge. This one ends in a 3-1 victory for the LA Thieves. LA now 5-1 in this stage, and Seattle Surge 3-3. The one map that Seattle was able to win was the first map, and LA Thieves were able to close it out. Last map got very, very close as well, 250 to 247. It was nasty. You ended up making big plays there at the end. Go take a look here at the stat sheet. Pretty balanced on both ends, but I'll go down the line. Sam, this is your team. These are the Thieves, right? These are your guys. How did you think they played today, Sam? Because I thought they made a lot of mistakes that shouldn't be happening, personally. I think it was a good win for them, but it could have been a lot better, a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it was a good win. I was a little concerned with this series before it started just because Seattle's been trending up a little bit. They've been playing better. We heard about their scrim results, and they're a good search team. So I was a little concerned going into the series, especially after first map. There was just sloppy as fuck on both ends. I think there was like a total of like 4 actual holds the entire map. They just got broken on both sides. But it was a good 3-1 win. It was a solid rebound. There's a little bit of adversity in the Rio, which is good to see. LAT's like issue was having extended series for no reason, and to see them close a 3-1 after losing first map was actually huge. So I think it was a good win. Like you said, they're 5-1 now. Their strength of schedule is like pretty shit for the most part. So I'm still waiting to see that Optic series on Sunday to really tell me how good these guys are. But I mean, 5-1's 5-1, so I'll take it.
Yeah, Chris, we'll get to you, Ben. Chris, what did you think about the series?
Yeah, LAT, had a pretty decent series. Still looked very scary. From what I've heard from a lot of teams is that Seattle is really good in their practice, and they've gone a lot better. I was kind of worried. I thought we were going to see a 5-5 in that search and destroy on the second map, but LAT ended up closing it out. But I mean, this series, I think like Seattle was like 1-2 plays away from either forcing a map 5 or in general just closing the series. That Rio hard point, they needed like 3 points to win for the entirety of P1. They just couldn't break P1. I think Thieves actually like got a mega fuck ton of time on both the P1s that were there. So yeah, great closeout by the Thieves, but I'm still a little worried. They did get 5-1. Kremp had a really good series today. He's kind of been a little quiet lately. I think the last time I saw him play like phenomenal was against FaZe, which was a loss, in their last stage. But I'm good to see a good series out of him. Seattle, at least they're giving us competitive series regardless of who they're playing. So it's good to see.
Yeah, Ben, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Watching this, I was watching this on my mini phone, and like, I was
On your what?
Little small phone. I'm in the middle of nowhere. We're in a car ride, and I'm like trying to read the mini map on a
What's a mini
iPhone.
like
a tiny iPhone. Like, it's not that big, you know what I'm saying? Can't really see like the mini map and shit. Like, and I thought the first map, was really clean from Seattle. I thought the comms were good. They were flowing. They've been great on Vista. And I thought in the beginning of the search, I was like, I think Thieves are kind of crumbling here. And I thought they did a great job, kind of like battling back in the map too. And what I love to see from Thieves, if you were so concerned about the control, and I thought they played that third map. Karachi get kind of mixy. You get 1-4 dead, and things can spiral, especially on defense. But I thought Thieves, that map well, and they closed it out. Like, that's the kind of second and third gear we've been hoping that Thieves would do in some of these series. And when they've been going up 2-0 and kind of throwing, in this situation, they're down 0-1, and they kind of won 3 straight. And I agree with Sam. I want to see them do it against, a tier above team. But this is a potential rematch we're going to see, next Saturday. And for Thieves, like, if they can win this one, find a way to get like top 4 in a weekend, because I think some of the other top 4 teams like a Toronto or New York have a little bit of weakness. You never know.
Yeah, let's move on. Pat, get your opinion as Mr. Nassim cleans some dishes in the background. It's absolutely phenomenal. Pat, what did you think about the series here with LA Thieves and Seattle Surge?
I still think LA Thieves has the 5th place locked up. I know we were kind of speculating it last time, but to me, I'm confident that they're better than every single team in the bottom 8. So I'm gonna confidently put them at number 5, Tom. Locking it in.
Wow. You put them at number 5, but Slay, this might change. Pat, we always do this, right? I feel like we always do this. We put a team starts impressing us, and we put them at number 5, bro. And then it gives them a
everyone
curse.
else isn't impressing us. Everyone else is terrible.
True.
Right, but then we put that team on a curse,
seen
bro.
So much regression. Like, I mean, the last stage, like Vegas, they were impressing us, and then they just disappeared. I do have a little bit more faith in this Thieves squad, though. So I'm gonna lock it in, Tom. They're my number 5 team currently in the CDL. Not that means a whole lot, but yeah, I think they're number 5 for sure.
All right, let's hop in, take a look at some clips. I want to take a look first at the Vista. Okay, we're going to hop straight into it. And we're going to take a look here at the P3. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this and get your opinion on it. So I'm going to rewind it back a little bit, right, to where they get the 3 dead, right? There's 2 dead right now. Okay, make that 3 dead. Joe Deceives turns around, right? There's 9 seconds left of hold. I think Joe here should be cutting P1 instantly. He should be sprinting straight to P1, cutting the map, maybe playing a corner mid map, or even challenging it, just getting on the mid desk here and challenging it. But he ends up dipping back towards old, which I just didn't think he needed to do there. I think he should have cut there. I don't know if you guys think that was a nitpick or not, but I think with 3 dead, if they want to wrap the spawn and go back to old, let them at least get that P3 rotation, right? Like I'm thinking new right now, and I felt like right there he kind of trolled. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he should have definitely gone to get P1. I think he was just paranoid to go help his teammate, and he just didn't really know what to do because number 5 was getting contested. If number 5 would have got a clean kill there, like really early, he probably would have made the decision to go P1. But he should have definitely went to cut that off because that's like the initial rotation marker. And then if for some reason he were to see nobody, then he would just be able to like reiterate to his teammates, number 6, number 7, that they're going around. So he can be a lot more effective. Yeah, he should have definitely picked up that.
Should have got it, yeah. I mean, if you go mid, right, and it's like you said, Chris, it's so quiet and there's nobody left and there's nobody, because Nasty has left, right? And he's calling out nothing left, right? If Joe picks up mid and he's getting that info, like he's gonna get those kills, and if he's not getting those kills, like you said, Chris, you could just call it out to your team. Like there's nobody here.
Exactly.
They're going around.
Do you guys think that Byron should play a little bit safer here, though? Like knowing that
He should play the bar.
Yeah, like he's got to try and do. It's not going to be easy to stay alive, but he's got to try and find a way to get one and get out of there.
He could have played a better spot.
Yeah, that's
another
another kind of.
It was a one and done spot for sure. on rotation. Then we keep it going. We keep it pushing. Then we go over to the cruise missile here with Hook. So the missile comes down here. This is actually a really good break here from Seattle. It's the second P2. The streak comes in. This, again, could be another nitpick with Joe DeCease, but he makes a great play. He gets to P2 early. He has a big 1v1 here, and I don't know what you guys call that room, but I'll just say top window for now. He gets the kill. With the streak coming down, he jumps out of the building and runs to the time and then dies from the streak.
Tweaker.
He tweets.
I think he blacked out.
Did he black out?
He blacked out.
I looked at him. Yeah, I think he just blacked out.
Because him staying alive top window there would have been a really good play. And then he ends up dying from the street because he blacked out. And then Seattle, you can see we're able to just break. They just run on in, they break it, and it was clinical for him. Clean break from
Yeah,
Seattle.
there's only like 2 places that are kind of safe on this map from getting streaked, or maybe 3. There's one under the bar, like on P3. There's one in Burger, one back music on P4, and then you can kind of finesse it in P1, but it's pretty hard. And then I guess in the back rooms, but like the back rooms are kind of relevant. So he was in one of the safe spots and jumps out.
I think he just didn't hear that the streak was coming, or someone didn't call it out, and he just blacked out.
Yeah,
I don't know. All right, let's take a look here at the list with the Seattle Surge. Let's see how these guys were coming. Let's tune in.
I need my phone. One's on me cap. On my back. On my back. I'm watching my back. Okay, guys. I need him. Yo, I have your box. Okay. Yo, watch that back. I'm back. Ivy. I'm here. Off far. I'm pushed out. I have low. Okay. Pushed out. Okay. Pick up the back. I'm on time. They need on time. I'm finished. They're hitting mid, guys. Yeah, it's fine. Nice. That's forward. I'm playing my six. I'm on 5. I want some cap. Yo, Kenny, one bottom. One breach, one bottom. Yo, 2 mid, guys. 2 mid. You're there. They're in real bottom. Hold. There's 2 in the back. Nothing low. Nothing low. Hold. Wait, what's up, P1? P1, guys. Baby, I'm on back. P1, nice. They're already in the back. Pillar, guys. I'll put the back, Alex. He's watch out, Crimp, short. Nice. Nice. I'm on the back. Flood this. I'm needing time. Okay. Just turn outside someone. Dead. That's for now. Go see the first guy. They're gonna be 2. I'm in cap. Yeah, they can only go burger. Okay. Nice. I'll be right. One on time.
Alrighty, that's gonna do it for the listening here with Seattle Surge. What did you guys think? A little hectic, no?
They sound
crazy.
fucking insane.
All their comms are like this, so I think that that's obviously probably the way it's gonna be. Got to make sure they can handle that. Obviously, like when they get to an event, they don't like switch up a little early on in that kind of first series, and they kind of adjust. But that's just gonna be, I think, their MO with this team. I don't see them getting like Toronto Ultra S comms, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Anybody else have anything to say in the comms there?
They were in war. I think they miscommed at some point when they were like, yo, they're bottom. And then like who goes down there and he's just confused because there's no one there. But outside of that, I mean, they sounded good. I like the passion. Just a little worried, at events when you get those hectic ass comms, like sometimes it could bite you in the foot because you start getting the sprints, but they seem to be handling it pretty well. So not bad.
Yeah. And then I wanted to go over to the end of the game here. This was during the listening, but there was a break coming in from Seattle Surge. LA Thieves weren't able to hold this last till here, and it starts Joe. He's the first one that dies. He ends up dying over towards Old Kremp with a big trade there. He ends up finding 2. You're thinking Thieves will probably hold this, but they end up getting pieced up by 0-4 here. I just think Thieves didn't really put enough presence in the back. Like right here, when Kremp is pushed up getting kills, like I almost feel like number 7. Like I just don't think anybody's gonna be coming from there. I feel like any good team for the most part, you probably want to secure the back. I mean, it might be a little bit of a nitpick, but he also gets pooped on here. Like if Nasty gets his trade, it probably looks a little bit different. But what do you guys think there? You think these could have put more pressure and held the back a little bit, maybe a little bit more together, or do you think it was just good wins from 0-4? A little bit of both.
It was both. I think 0-4 got a really good piece, but like just in the map state of like this hold situation, it's kind of hard for LAT to take any meaningful space on the map because they already have back control. So if Nasty like runs wide left to take a gunfight, like he's just standing out in the middle of the open, probably gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
So like you kind of Nasty's like kind of pigeonholed into this trade. Granted, he does get pooped on, but I think if he tries to like run up the back here, just like take a one, I think there probably ends up being the same result.
Yeah.
Just good, like they already have the back spawn. It's kind of hard to actually take any meaningful space, like I said, to hold them.
Yeah, it was a good first map from Seattle.
If Dan wins that gunfight, I think this gets a little bit sketchy, but I just think it's always a losing battle holding the L from the front because this one's so close. You got to cut like middle and go down the stairs. You don't have great sight lines. Like it's always gonna be really tough.
Yep. Then we gotta go into the S&D. I want to go into the 4th round here. It's a 3v4 situation here for the Seattle Surge. They start off finding an entry in red. Shit. They make it a 3v3 situation. Now Nasty, he's pushed out red here. He's by himself. He doesn't finish the kill onto 04. Booz is able to find another one. And 04, this is where it all collapses for him. It's a perfect break for Seattle Surge.
Jesus.
04 makes the play. But take a look at that, guys. It's the body shots coming in from 04. And gentlemen, I think we can all agree that once those body shots,
the last laugh.
Yeah, once those body shots go in, it starts to collapse for these guys a little bit. I want to go into the 8th round here. It's the 4-3 round. You can see Hook and Seattle. They're making plays around the pinch. I'll remind it so you guys can see the kill here from Hook. But Hook ends up making a play here through Chicken. They end up just running right through Chicken Coop on a defense. They catch LA Thieves slipping. They find one. They find the kill red. 4v2 situation. Surely Seattle don't throw this away. 04, he solo chows the guy mid-map red. Nasty somehow takes Brezzy off of the Headglitch P2. And Dan Ghosty with the 2 pumps is able to 2-piece some junk. What the hell happened to Seattle there? What were those chows from them?
What a weird-ass fucking round.
They were just chowing. Like, look at how Brezzy chowed this fight.
He's like strafing up on the ramp instead of just like standing on the wall.
On the mat, he could be on the Godheady right now. Instead, he's just like he's like standing on top of the ramp. Like he's not playing it properly. Nasty is able to find kills. I don't even think 04 should have chowed the guy middle. And then here, I don't know what the play was here. They just kind of run through junk, and Dan Ghosty just fucking pisses on him. It's phenomenal plays from Dan Ghosty. Any thoughts there, gentlemen?
No, they got shit on.
You got pooped on here.
They lost some gunnies for sure.
Yeah, and then, of course, we go into the 4-4 round here, and I just wanted to ask you guys what you thought of Seattle's strat here. I mean, they kind of do such a basic strat. It's a big round here in the offense. Me, personally, I think they fucked up their smoke grenade. And you'll see it come down. So here comes the smoke, right? Right here, Kremp. He's putting shots into these guys, but I almost feel like the smoke should be towards this car a little bit more, like in between, like the fire car and the bomb, like closer towards bridge. Could be a little bit of a nitpick, but Seattle, they just kind of run out with their fucking heads cut off, and they don't even shoot back at Kremp. Kremp finds 2. They all get blundered. The round lasted 30 seconds. What did you guys think there from the strategy from Seattle Surge there?
I mean, Kremp just had a really good spot to counter their push,
but this is a day
honest.
one spot, though, dude, where everybody plays here. Everybody rushes bridge and plays back here. It's like the number 1 spot here.
They might not have accounted for him being there because a lot of teams, sometimes what they'll do, I mean, I obviously from the clip, I can't tell
the
exactly
smoke
what they're like
deep enough,
pre-plant. Yeah, but also like a lot of teams throw nades at that street. So a lot of time if they can get those nades down and they don't hit anyone, they kind of just assume a guy's not bridge. On top of that, a guy top third could have also looked towards that area. So they might just assumed it was relatively clear. And Kremp just had a good angle and got them both off guard.
I mean, maybe. I mean, if they're relying on the tax and stuff like that, I mean, people throw trophies down too. So it's like, you know, yeah. I think right here, they got to get the smoke deeper. I think they got to get the smoke deeper because they're getting shot from up top. If you can see the bullets coming in, like as they slide out, right? The smoke's not deep enough. The guy up here, he can see him. He's putting bullets into them. Kremp and Nasty are able to pick up some easy kills. And then it just kind of collapses from it. I just think the execution of the B strat there wasn't executed properly from Seattle.
Yeah.
And then we go into the last and final round here. This is the 4-5 round. And take a look at what Joe Thieves does here. Joe Thieves just runs up the middle of the map. He throws some tax over by the mid-cut area. And he's able to find one onto top AC. It was 04 who challenges from top AC. And Joe Thieves gets that first blood. Now it's a 4v3 situation. And Joe, he's not afraid to get aggressive. He gets aggro. He gets up the ladder. It's going to be Brezzy who tries to make a play top AC. He gets caught with his pants down. Now it's a 4v2 situation. Bomb's going down. Seattle's nowhere near the play. This one's all she wrote. Any thoughts now, gentlemen, on the S&D? Any thoughts?
Not really. It's kind of just Thieves with ice. I think it was that 4v2 round was kind of the pivotal moment. Yeah, I think if Seattle wins that 4v2, they probably win the map.
Yeah.
But that was just a huge moment.
We hop into the control, and the Los Angeles Thieves do not stack the point. There's 3 dead, 4 dead as the last guy's coming off spawn. You have Joe Thieves, who's sitting on his back head glitch watching Dumpster. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, they have 3 in the point. So, you know, it's not that big of a mistake. But it is. Because if they have 4, they'd cap it instantly. But instead, they're able to get through top AC. They take long rounds front. And just like that, LA Thieves lose their setup. Granted, they went on to win this round. But a mistake like that could cost you. Ben, go ahead. What's the problem?
I was sitting in the car and I saw this. I'm like, bro, Sam's got to be raging. So I switched on over to Sam's stream and yeah.
He was raging.
Sam was not happy when the shit was going down. Let me tell you.
I can't believe what they're teaching over there at FaZe Black, bro.
What? He was fine when we threw him to you guys.
I can't believe it.
You guys ruined him.
He was perfectly fine, and he goes over to FaZe Black. Now we're not stacking points. Now we're kill horn, bro.
Fuck out.
I can't believe this.
Come
shit.
on. Then we get into the next round. Get into the 1-1 round. It's the next offense. Take a look at this shit. 4 dead again, and it's Kremp
Surely
now.
it doesn't happen again, right?
And it's Kremp now. You're right. It might be fucking FC Black. What the fuck did you guys do to these
Two
FC Black
FC
guys?
Black members, Tom. 2 former FC Black members.
They're not
I'm just
stacking
putting it
a
out there.
point, man. Bro, they can watch Dumpster from inside the point.
I'm not
You know
throwing
what I'm
any
saying?
accusations. I'm not saying nothing. Everyone draw your own conclusion.
Nah, that's fucking crazy. That's insane.
I mean,
but
you
a
gotta
couple
think
instances
Asim
there.
did take a little stop at SC Black too. Fam. You gotta think.
No fucking way, bro. Are you guys?
We're not stacking the point.
FC Black has an average placing at top 2. Let's continue. Okay, I want to go over here to the last round. Do you guys think Hook fucking trolled here or no? You guys
know,
let me know.
probably.
Now, obviously, there's only 30 seconds left. They don't have a lot of lives. And I think Hook makes a good play initially because 04, he makes the play. Was it Hook or was it 04? It was one of them. So you can see everybody goes down 4 lives here. Hook ends up dying. Did he over-chow here? I remember, Sam, you had mentioned something here.
No, I think he got shot through the door.
Or was it before?
I don't remember saying anything right here.
Wait, there was a play where at the end here.
I mean, the problem is Byron's also like top red, kind of backing these guys down from the balcony, which is really helping.
Yeah, I don't remember saying anything right here.
I could have sworn there was a
They just
moment
had no
here where
lives.
they didn't have any lives here, but I thought there was a moment where Seattle might have been able to close this out here, and they trolled. I thought we saw a troll here. You see, 04, he makes a good play getting this guy here. They had it. They got in the point, but they all died. What was number 4 doing? Number 4, Brezzy, he gets the kill here. And then how does he die? How does number 4 die here?
Gets shot by
he
the
gets
guy on top of
shot.
the balcony, I
He
think.
got shot by
The
somebody.
guy from Red.
Yeah.
He's
that's
also
tough.
getting backed down by the guy that 04 went to kill
Yeah,
initially.
the guy
so
laying down here. Yeah. No, it was a
couldn't
good
cross
play.
to help.
Good teamwork from LA Thieves to work off each other there. And
It was actually like super small, but like buying that extra second, like laying down
Laying
in front of
down,
the point,
yeah.
and making 04 slide out to kill him. Like that shit that like I'm not even trolling actually makes good teams great.
Yeah.
Like this small shit right here, like actually makes you a good team.
buying time.
Well,
I swear to God.
well, this is one of those things. Is because 04 gets back down, they just hop over the dumpster wall, and then the chaos.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No one's watching right. Like some of the better teams are, we see like Kleenex and Abizu are so good in this particular situation, just finessing in there, still staying alive and getting at least 1 or 2. Like obviously it's tough for 04, but they were also kind of fucked on lives, I think, in general.
Yeah, they were. It was like 16-6. They were screwed.
fucked. I want to take a look. We'll go into the 4th map now to Rio. Take a look at these spawns here. LA Thieves, they get 3 dead. Nasty runs to the back to go block it. And I'm just guessing because LA Thieves spawned out, they're probably blocking those spawns. And that's probably why Seattle gets this here, these spawns here. I mean, what do you guys think about the spawns there?
Yeah, it's the
Spawns are being
spawn
blocked?
chain. It's the spawn chain timing. It's like, okay, so one guy spawns here, that guy blocks a spawn, so the other guy's gonna spawn there, that guy blocks a spawn. So now, like by the time Seattle spawns, like the only spawn available is right next to Nasty.
Yeah. The only problem here is I think right here, like number 6 should have spawned on Nasty. He should have spawned on Nasty here. That's why it's like Fugazi. Like the spawns are a little broken. Like Nasty's, he's pushing out the back. They just got 3 dead. Maybe it's because Joe Thieves is coming from mid. Like maybe that's why the game.
They don't have
registered
enough
that spawn.
influence on that. They don't
Yeah,
have enough
they don't-
influence.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like the guy was on hill. And
Yeah, he doesn't-
Joe's mid.
That makes a lot of sense, huh? Because the guy coming from mid, I don't know, kind of fucked it all up. But yeah, not enough influence there. Spawns come in, little wonky there on Rio. But then I want to go into the P4 here. This is where Seattle breaks him. I know you were frustrated watching Thieves here on the P4s because you felt
Yeah,
like
there's 2. Like this map ended up getting insanely close, and this is where like a lot of Seattle streaks and time came from with the P4s. But there were 2 like pretty bad breaks that Seattle ended up getting.
Here's one of them, and again, it's the boxes control, man. We talked about boxes on this P4 hill, and it's Kremp who's holding it by himself. I almost rather have 5 like kind of scout the cross, or either either 8 or 5 needs to help a guy boxes here. And then
I just don't like if you're late to the cut. I don't understand why they would like Kremp would play it as aggressive right here. Like there's this like his position right here does nothing for him. Like like if he were to back up or switch places with someone that has an AR and let them play the van to like let them come out of boxes, like let them overextend for the gunfight. Like I feel like playing that close angle for an entry is like how you get bait and switch or how you get entry for a
100%.
push.
You
Like
either
there's no
stack
incentive
it,
for him to hold
you
that.
either stack it or you just push out garage and have the guy in hill with an AR.
Exactly.
and
Like
just
have
watch
an
it.
AR player, like switch places with 8
Yeah.
or whoever that has an AR and just let him hold it from the white van because that guy's never going to be threatened on the hill because his teammates have both sides pushed out. Like
agree with
there's
that.
no point to play that close angle and get like tacked out or bait and switched or whatever.
100%. I also, and I mean, we probably won't see in the clips, but I think the bigger problem for Seattle on this map, and they haven't won it, I think, at all since the map came out, which is a huge problem because they also suck at sub base, is they're terrible on P1. And I assume that maybe one of the clips you have towards the end. Like, I think that's been the issue.
I have it
almost
down.
every time I watch them on this map.
We'll get there. I mean, here I wanted to talk about the streak because he didn't go for the guy in hill with the streak. I mean, Seattle, they take the lead. It goes into a P5. They set up a great push. They were all there. I don't know why he didn't bomb the guy hill or at least attempt to go for that guy. Maybe because he ran up and he didn't want to kill his teammates.
Yeah, I guess he was worried about team killing.
So
but,
he tried to go for another, but they just all lost the fights here. They had the info.
Back up to the beginning where he calls the streak. Hold on.
It's right here.
He tries to go for Dan, who's in the corner
All the way
originally.
to the beginning because I'm confused why. Is there flooding middle?
Yeah, they're trying to. They all flooded middle. Like Abuza went all the way around. He tried to get like that P2 side of the map, and then he ends up calling the streak here while all of his team is pushing through middle. I mean, I don't think it's that bad of a
This
play.
is fine.
I
think this is completely fine.
Yeah, me too.
I think they're.
Abuza's blocking one side spawn. His teammates are overwhelming mid. They have guaranteed info with the streak. I think this is fine.
They lost
He just
every
fucks up
fight
not
with
killing the guy
info.
in the
Yeah,
hill.
they lost every info. They lost every fight with having the info.
Yeah,
So I didn't think the
Dan-
streak was bad.
No, the streak was not bad. The
Dan
actual
also-
usage of the streak was bad.
Yeah, agreed.
If they just kill Nasty, like risk the team kill Nasty, his teammates can get a little bit of map control. I think it pays up.
I think Dan's in a good spot to still get 2 though. Dan actually didn't even have to run inside. Like he was really right at the doors, to be able to get back on the street and like get back in the mix. I think it still would have been iffy.
Yeah, and then we get into the second P4. This is kind of where it falls apart again for LA Thieves. Starts with one guy, Kremp. He was pushing old, and he ends up dying. And then you can see Joe. He's able to find one, finds 2. You're thinking LA Thieves are going to be able to win this here, but it's Brezzy who finds a couple kills. Kremp, he finds a kill, and you can just see those spawns coming in. LA Thieves, Seattle, both spawning out. It's a race to that hard point, and Seattle ultimately are the team to get there first and lock down some time here. Did you guys see anything there with Thieves there on the rotation? It was kind of a little bit more of a hectic rotation there. They couldn't really get set up properly. I'll try and rewind it even more to see how they died here, but they didn't really play for it. Like you see here with 15 seconds left, like number 7, he comes off spawn and Nasty, he tries to make plays over here towards old. He ends up getting taken down here. He finds one, but he gets taken down, and now you can see how we transition into this hard point. Is there anything you think Thieves could have done better when transitioning here? I definitely think Kremp can be staying alive and be playing towards new. I don't think he needs to be.
I think
fighting
Kremp
old.
just runs.
Yeah.
I actually love everything else. Like they had the spawn out with Joe, so that gives them the key to hit old. They had boxes control already. Like they knew that Seattle was spawning top left. Like everything was perfect. And if Kremp had got away there, I think this is completely fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And you can see how the rest of it just kind of falls. Like they didn't focus on that new hard point, and it kind of bit them in the ass. Kremp tried.
This is what I was talking about too on the first rotation. Like if you just let them run out, like with an AR, Joe just fucking mowed them down.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have the timings to like actually play boxes aggressively, like shit like that is perfect.
Yeah, agreed. And then we get into the end of the game, and this is kind of where Nasty just goes big. I mean, we're going back to a P1 hard point. Seattle only need 5 points to win. And you can see Nasty, he's the last one up for LA Thieves, and he was able to pop a 2-piece to stay alive. Then LA Thieves, they come off spawn, they throw the stuns out. They're able to slow down Seattle. Kremp, he comes in with a big 2-piece, and Seattle Surge, they just can't get into this hard point and break it. Guys, what do you think is the best way to break this hard point? Why couldn't Seattle do it?
Do shit together. This team never does anything together in this P1s, and that's why I always see them getting pieced up because other people just trade together with both the subs. They chow the sub AR and they just force trades. And the Seattle team tries to make solo plays and they wait too late to try and pinch as hell.
Yeah, they tried to pinch. They split up there. I'd much rather them either both pinch or both hit you and just hit that shit out. But you could just see how the hold comes in from LA Thieves, Seattle. I agree with Ben there. Just did nothing together, and they just kind of get funneled there on the P1. GG. LA Thieves win 3-1. Any final thoughts on the map, the series? The floor is yours,
This
gentlemen.
map, Tom, is a huge problem for Seattle because they're also very bad at sub base. And like against, say, a FaZe who is probably going to get rid of sub base and not ban like a Rio, like they're going to ban maybe another map and they may just leave sub base in. If you're Seattle, like, you know what I'm saying? You got 2 super weak maps, even one with the squad. Like that may end up being an issue for a team that has a chance they force game 5. But if they can't really figure out one of these maps, I think it might be a huge problem prevent them from getting maybe a top 4 placing into Savannah or a top 6.
I personally think they just choked. Like the S&D, they probably could have won that, and then at least on that hard point, they choked the fuck out of it. This team forces another search. I'm pretty confident in them going at least 50-50 in a series in S&D, regardless of who they're playing. So yeah, I mean they don't look bad. I think this series, Brezzy just had an off one, and LAT just came out and took advantage of Seattle playing poorly. But yeah, LAT don't look bad.
I
I need to see them play Optic.
Yeah, I
Do
agree.
I have number 5?
Yeah.
No, just because I
Who
still
the
think.
fuck do you have number 5 then?
I
Nobody's
don't have
number
anyone.
5.
I think from the teams that
Somebody's
we've
got to be
seen,
number 5.
I think we've seen Seattle play pretty good this split. I've seen good things from LAG with their new 4th, and then Ravens still like their ass, but like if Win has a good series, like, and then obviously when they play on LAN, I feel like these guys can still make that top 6 run.
You can't
and
be
then
a 5th place
LAT,
team with one player on with hope on your
I mean,
roster.
I'm not saying they're a 5th place team. I'm saying they can make the run.
But that's
as they
crazy
have.
aura out of Gwyn though.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy aura. I don't know. It's hard.
I'm usually a hater of the online games, but tomorrow and Sunday are actually going to tell us a lot going into the major, because I feel like we've watched so many games, but they've all been fucking terrible. So I don't like, even still with Toronto and New York, they're winning the series they're supposed to, and I still don't know what to think about them. So when they play on Sunday, it'll be great. When LAT plays Optic, it'll be great. Like, this is going to give me some sort of like what the fuck I'm supposed to be looking for going into Toronto, which is
Someone
nice.
in chat said we need a London team. Who's gonna tell them?
Oh, that's a tough story.
You like placed your mate?
That is a tough story, but
Just to finish the Thieves thing real quick, they're
Yeah.
of the like mix of teams that are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever, that I think has the best map pool. But the key for me in an Optic series is going to be the control. If they can actually take map 3, I really like the hardpoint map pool that Thieves has, especially on all of the new maps like 6-star and Vista. They've been fairly
Those are
solid.
maps
They
that
have,
Optic are willing to play too, which is
stinkers,
good.
but they're also very good at Rio too. So I just like how Thieves have kind of run out their map pool going to cement.
yeah, let's move on before we get into predictions. We also have a little quiz here as well if you guys want to do a little COD trivia, or we can answer some questions from the community, so we can decide that after this. But I do want to show some love to Steel Series. They are sponsoring today's show. We've been working with Steel Series, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Steel Series, guys, they had just released the Nova Pro wireless whites, available worldwide. Get in quick before it sells out. Use code DEFLANK for 12% off the Nova Pro white at checkout on steelseries.com, and any other amazing SteelSeries products you might need. Best in the class audio, and of course the best looking. It doesn't get any better than this. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love to SteelSeries in a chat, because they have been showing the Flink some love. And if you guys do want to get a little some money off and get a good deal and a good bargain, make sure to go over to steelseries.com and use code DEFLANK, man. It's a pleasure. Let's hop in. Let's do some predictions here. And then we can either answer some questions or we can do the quiz, whatever you guys think. We got Boston, Vegas, Minnesota Rocker going up against Carolina. And then we got Seattle versus FaZe. I am going to go with Vegas Legion 3-1. I'm going to go with the Carolina Royal Ravens 3-2, and then Atlanta FaZe 3-0. Sam, who do you got?
I'm going to go Vegas. I'm going to go Rocker. And I'm going to go FaZe.
Chris?
Vegas, Ravens, and FaZe.
Ben?
These first 2 matches are pick'ems, so I'm gonna go. Boston will get 1 against Vegas. I'm gonna go Carolina. Then I'm gonna go FaZe.
Alrighty, Pat, what do you think?
Boston, Ravens, FaZe.
Oh, you got Boston over Vegas.
I do.
Okay, and then
I
you
don't know
said
much about the Johnny guy, but I just think Boston's gonna get 1 here. Can't go winless.
If you guys want to know a little bit about Johnny, I'll just give you guys a rundown. Obviously, he was already a part of the CDL once, but since then, I think he's gotten better. He played 2 really good elite stages so far. He's been up and down on teams, but at the end of the day, he's a high Slayer SMG player, and he's a good search and destroy guy. So they have obviously been pretty weak in the S&D, so I trust Johnny will help them there. But also, just he's going to get kills. At least he did in Challengers. Really high Slayer. Good damage, really aggressive. So we'll see if that helps him out.
Pentagram.
Yeah. The problem is they're also
he's been okay.
But Pentagram was MVP though, I thought, for like 2 seasons.
No, he was better. So this is just another tangent, but Pentagram in this game and compared to maybe like Vanguard or even like Cold War, he has not been as good. Like it's like he's gotten worse.
I saw the same shit.
Yeah. Not really. I think he's not as good at this game as he was at the others.
I think I'm just,
go ahead,
I'm just worried, Chris, that like this Boston Vegas series, like it's 2 kind of scrimmy teams, and like Boston's at least getting close to finishing, and eventually like the law average is going to kick in here. I don't know if I like the Johnny move for Vegas because Purge is more helped them facilitate in the comms. I don't see Johnny doing that, and I feel like it's going to be.
They couldn't go back to Purge, bro.
100% they couldn't go back to Purge, but this is them rolling the dice, which is I guess maybe their only play, so it is what it is.
They probably know what they need more than pretty much everybody else, and at least with Asim, he wasn't even getting kills. So they're trading in somebody that was playing maybe a little bit more selfish or selflessly to somebody that is going to play more selfishly and probably at least put up more kills, which is kind of what they needed. That's what they've been lacking, at least. From their last 2 pickups in Purge and Asim, so we'll see how that improves them. I mean, I like Johnny as a player.
Hold on, don't Chris, not to cut you off, but don't say they know what they're doing because both the Purge and Asim thing have all had.
Okay, I'm not
those
saying
haven't been 100% the right moves.
Well, regardless, I'm sure they have their opinions of how they think or what they think they need on their team.
So I got a question for you.
Realistically, Vegas just need to fucking move when they get kills. They just need to actually make a play. Make a fucking play tomorrow, please.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes,
and
Pat.
I'm not saying like I'm not the one. I wouldn't be the one advocating for this guy to get picked up personally, anyway. But I am curious what you think. Pixie went from in the league last year, 2nd at champs, won an event. Like he was a winning CDL player, right? And is it not crazy to y'all that like he hasn't got 1 shot?
European tax.
European, exactly. And there's also other players in there that deserve opportunity.
But I assume like he's already went through the whole visa process. Like his probably wouldn't be that difficult.
Maybe.
I mean, he was also working.
He's also a smart player who knows how to play God.
Pixie is just better Purge.
Yeah, he's also
but isn't it
or worse Envoy.
Like,
I mean, the thing is though, like
I didn't obviously I expected him to get dropped after the season last year, but like not to get 1 shot is crazy.
I mean, most teams don't look for role players when they're looking for roster changes. Like there's obviously a need for them, but most of the time when people pick up players that are role players, they usually do it early season, and then they're either an integral piece to a team that gets continued on for a while until they start shitting the bed, or they just kind of get lucky and just fit into that role. Because like, for example, Dan on Optic, he was a high Slayer in Challengers, but he went to Optic and was essentially a role player. And then he kind of just continued his career from there. But like no one's ever just picking up role players. Like everyone's always under the assumption that when they pick up a player, most of the time they're just good players and they're high Slayers. The only exception that's been in that like sort of conversation is Asim. He's been that like quote unquote role player that's gotten multiple opportunities mid-season. No, mid-season. I'm talking about early season. That's role players are more likely to get picked up, not mid-season.
It comes down to this. I agree with you, Chris. And then when you're in that position, you just got to network. You got to try and justify the value add that you give to other teams. And it's way, way harder when you're European. And then that's always an issue of, well, now we got to get this guy a visa. Or is he going to stay? Blah, 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 blah.
Fellow's a role player.
Fellow's a role player, but again, it's networking from him. Like he's got connections to like play.
Yeah, Fellow's always, a good teammate. Like people always, obviously the lack of sling has kind of killed them on every team he's been on, the course of CDL. But I don't think anyone's going to go and say he's a bad teammate. So he's already got that rep.
Yeah,
there's so hard when you're a role player, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be so on top of trying to get offers and working to make offers come to you instead of if you're like a star player, they're just going to, flow in, honestly, when you're free.
Yeah.
It is disrespectful as fuck that he hasn't I don't know if he's got an
right?
offer or not.
Bro, I
but
would
it is
argue
disrespectful as fuck.
argue, even though like he's proven right in the CDL with Toronto, there's other players out there that are insane. Like Mythics, he's a part of like Mythics is a part of Charlie's team in Challengers right now.
Proven?
He's won 5 back-to-back elite stages, literally dating from this game to the last game. Like he's
That's fucking
basically
insane.
dominated an entire year of elite stages, online granted, but still, like there's other players out there that haven't even got a shot.
What's he run, Chris? What's he run?
Again, it's just
Sub, AR, a little bit of both.
I want to say he's a flex or a main. And
Flex
so
or main?
yeah, he's got to be a flex because
Who
Weeman
does he
is on their
play
team
for?
and he
That's
plays
the
on
EU.
Hixie's team. He plays with Weeman, Vortex, Mythics, and Hixie. That's their team. They
Oh, so he's in the European.
another
dominating
European.
those.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta tune in and see what's going on over there on the
It
European
just-
side.
it's just, again, if you're a European player, like unless you have people on the NA side, and you saw it with Ultra and Boston, people that are from EU that kind of bring that knowledge and are willing to tap in that scene, it's just hard. Like I know that other teams this year have considered Hixie. He's been on short lists, but it's just tough when you have to get a visa and figure it out. And obviously with him, there's concerns about slaying at this level. Like he's already got a stacked deck against him. So I hope he can figure it out and find a spot next year.
Cool. Let's move on to answer some questions, and then we'll call it, bro. It's been a pretty good show. I feel like the 2 matches we had a lot to say about it. So we can answer some questions here, and then we can call it. Everyone has talked about expansion for years now, but with the league being so top heavy this season, do you guys really think that expansion would even be good or make much of a difference? What do you guys think, man?
Yes.
There's just more talent, more opportunities for people. There's more opportunity for people to get experience in the league, to potentially get better and maybe eventually rise up in the ranks and give these teams give these other teams a run for their money. Expansion brings no negatives. Like I don't care if you have to watch another team play against FaZe. That's not the point. That other team has to play against the other bottom teams, which is going to still create entertaining moments and again just give more people opportunity to get better.
Pat thinks it's boring. Next question.
The problem with I just hate this logic because the problem isn't that we have to watch other bad teams play against FaZe. It's that we have to watch other bad teams play against other bad teams. The problem with the CDL isn't just that it's top heavy. It's that we get good Call of Duty 10% of the time. So all we would do is water it down, and we would get good Call of Duty 2% of the time. If you have 2 bad teams playing against each other, it's still not good Call of Duty because we know
it's still entertaining to watch when they have fun games.
It's not when we know the level of good Call of Duty. It's the same reason that like Challengers doesn't get the viewership because people they're not entertained by semi-professional COD as much as they're entertained by professional COD.
To be fair, Challengers games are very fun to watch. Some of them are
because you're invested into the scene, but from an outside perspective, it's not. It's just the same reason that people don't watch G League basketball. Like it has nothing to do with the fact that it couldn't be entertaining to someone who's invested into it. But it's really not. It just waters down the level of competition, and we set another bar to where good Call of Duty happens even less, and so it's not as entertaining as a product goes. And I just hate the logic that we compare. We get more people in the league. Yeah, sure, that's great, but in reality, for the product, it's not a benefit because the matches become less stale. Think about it from a content creator perspective. You've got clips of Sam, you've got Scump, Nade Shot, all going viral, just saying how boring half of the games are. All we're going to do is create more boring games. Like we need the product to be more competitive.
You think that
we need 4 more teams because 12 is a terrible number for every format. Almost all of these
I'd rather cut it to 8 and have some open system, bro. We need more competitive games in the highest level of competition.
You're not gonna. The 8's not a realistic, so you got to go the other way.
But it's the same thing. We just create another issue. Like we don't do good by it. Like all we do is just create more bad teams. That's all we really do.
I mean, listen. The issue is not less teams, more teams. It's that these league matches, just in general, are just effing boring.
But even if we went to tournaments, and you added 4
that's
challenger
fine.
teams,
those shitty matches are on Charlie and Delta stream. Who cares?
Yeah, I doubt we ever get Charlie and Delta again, but
If we're doing group stage, we have to. There's no other the fucking way to do it. Unless we're
I'm
doing
just
a
saying
week
if
of
we had
that.
a tournament and we had bad teams
Do
play,
you think
it's
that
the
will
same
always be the
problem.
norm, though, Pat? Like you're operating under the assumption that that will always be the case. Like it's always going to be boring, or like these teams will always suck. But there's like always going to be at the same time. While I
Dark
do agree
horses
that
and-
there will be teams that suck, there's also going to be those periods of like roster changes and like every couple years or games or whatever it may be. If we have more teams that like those quote middle pack or like high end teams get formed. So like while they will be boring, are you operating under the assumption that like those teams are always going to exist and always have bad players?
I would say yes, Sam, unless we get a title change. And I don't mean like we go from Treyarch to Infinity Ward. I'm talking about like if you remember in the past, we went from like Boost COD to Jetpacks COD to Boost to Slide COD.
Yeah, it
we
was
need something
insane.
like that. We need to transition like that in order to really switch up the level of competition, because that's when better players emerge and we get more players that kind of come into the spotlight that otherwise were unknown. Because the reality is, and we can say this every which way, the last 4 years of COD has been the exact same game. It's just the same title, copy and pasted. There's nothing really changed. There's no new style of play. We're just playing the same thing in a different way. And that's why I think we're getting to that top heavy point. We see all the good players
Everyone's
in this
mastering
style
the
of
style of
COD, have went to the top. They've mastered it, and those guys sit at the top, and that's it. And better players aren't just going to come along. It's not going to happen that way. We need a true switch up, whether no matter what that is or whatever that style of COD that changes. That's the only thing that's really going to change the disparity between the talent.
These bottom teams.
Get your final thoughts out, gentlemen. Go ahead.
These bottom teams just got to do a better job at building better cultures. Like I just there's so many factors that go into why this year is so top heavy. And Pat, I don't think you're wrong about the game title being the reason, but there's so much other shit the teams are not doing. But we have to solve this 12-team problem. We have to solve this league match problem. The online product is an absolute fucking snooze, and I don't think the number of teams is the reason why. Figure that out. Let's make a better system for next year, and let's get open participation in the mix.
Yeah, league matches got to go no matter what.
Okay, let's go to the next question, man. We all obviously know that all the top 14 players have skill, but is there a big enough in the coaching department of the four? For example, FaZe and Optic have world champs as coaches, but NYSL and Ultra's coaches weren't the best as pro players. Does this affect them? So basically, is the top teams, is their coaching staff a factor here? What do you guys think?
Yes, because on some of these teams, the coaches do a very good job of two things. One is setting culture that the players buy into and follow. The second thing is they do a good job of making sure the teams are productive around their practice, whether before practice, figuring out, talking through their focus points, in between maps, working through on what they want to take away from the maps, and then post the scrim session, there's big things they need to discuss, do that. I think those teams can be way better than some of the bottom teams at making practice more productive, and that's why they always stay ahead.
I don't know what Ben was yapping about, Tom, but the answer is no. You could put the bottom four coaches on the top four teams and the top four coaches on the bottom four teams, and they will still be the exact same teams.
I think if you polled the top players on top teams, I think they would vehemently
Bro,
disagree with you.
what makes good coaches is they're coaching good players. That allows them to be good coaches. Like I understand we think we're delusional and like coaches can have a significant difference, but these players are gonna decide the outcome at the end of the day.
I think some teams
just have the reality.
I think some teams, Pat, just have bad coaches. Is kind of like how I think
absolutely
about it.
They do.
You
but
know what I mean?
A good coach isn't saving a bad team. It's just not happening.
I don't think you take Crowder, and this isn't a shot at what he brings to FaZe. I don't think you take Crowder and put him on the worst team in the league, and that team just all of a sudden becomes way better. There's just no shot. Crowder's going to sit there talking into the fucking
Crowder's going to lose full. He's going to quit.
Full.
Yeah, that's how it's going to work.
He's going to talk into the void.
Because good coaches are going to understand that coaching a bad team, like he's going to instantly realize the issue. And I'm telling you, the shit that makes these bad teams isn't fixable. Mm-hmm. Like it's not a coachable thing.
Because then the follow-up question to that, right? Because somebody in the chat's like, okay, then why do you have coaches, right? And it's like, I think coaches actually do add value. It's just
I think coaches are personality managers. That's what I think. I think coaches are full-blown personality managers.
They're personality managers, and they help keep track of like stats that players don't have the time to do. So when they go and ask their coaches and analysts, what a team is good at and like what they like to play. They have direct answers, so that way the players can translate that into that information into what they want to play and how they want to approach beating a team, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But for the most, and
I think there are
management.
I think there are very few exceptions, being like ex-pros or people that can like have a high level intelligent conversation when it comes to Call of Duty. But there's also a lot of coaches that I think in the league that are strictly there to make sure people like dead ass show up on time and like don't freak out at their team while they're playing. Like I think that people are genuinely
To
like
be the dad. Somebody's gotta be the dad.
I'm being so serious. COD is so mature that like you actually need an adult figure in the room to like make sure that people show up and do their fucking job. I think that's what they're there for. But again, then you have people like Cap, people like Damon, people like Crowder, where you can have a high level conversation about Call of Duty and like bounce back and forth off of each other for sure. But I feel like that is like not the norm. So while I get the question, it is a good question. I think that like there is an exception to the like what we're saying right now.
The impact of that, Sam, is so minor that it's more like a luxury. Like it's just nice to have on your team. Like it's nice
someone you can like talk about COD with.
It's nice to be able to go to Cap or Crowder or Damon or whatever and talk about a situation or just like how you view things, and it's gonna help a little bit, but it's negligible. Like
I think it more so helped, at least like my anecdotal experience with it is like if whenever we were having an argument, Cap would just be the final say and we would just trust him to make the right decision. Like if we couldn't agree on a player, like a philosophy about like a hill or something, if we were just going back and forth, like Cap would have the final say of the situation if we couldn't come to an agreement. And like we all respected and trusted his opinion enough about COD to just be like, all right, cool, we'll just do that.
I just think the key thing is this.
You gotta respect your coach. Go ahead,
It's not a one. We talk to coaches and players in the league. There's not a one size fits all approach to every team and every player to motivate them. And what the good coaches are good at is they're good at knowing what skills and abilities to use for every single person on the team, making sure practice is productive, and more importantly, and I think this is underrated, having a like plan on how to work on more macro issues a team has. There are so many coaches that players complain about behind the scenes that they feel like their coaches have no idea what to do to fix their bigger issues as a team, and the players feel like they're just on an island with those issues. And I think that's where the gap is with the better teams. I think
because half of them that played didn't know how to fix it when they played.
Bottom out. I mean, sure, like, but it's just how it is, bro. Like I think there is kind of a skill gap with coaching, and that's why the better coaches are on better teams.
What was the most competitive champs of all time? The champs with the most potential winning teams going into it. I've got World War II personally, Rise, EG, TK, FaZe, etc. What do you guys think?
There was actually a lot of teams.
There was a lot of teams.
I would say that, like,
there was.
Because I would even throw LG in there. Like,
yeah, you could throw LG.
Yeah, they were good. They were good at that event.
What about Optic?
No, we were not. Hell no.
In hindsight, yeah.
In hindsight,
but going into it,
I mean, we were not because we were dog shit at Anaheim and we were dog shit at Stage 2.
True.
Yeah, it's probably World
I wouldn't
War
say
II.
BO4.
What second?
Nah, BO4 was just us and
like
United.
3.
No one thought that they were. No one else was going to win that. Like Optic was in there, but no one trusted them at that time to beat us or United.
Yeah.
They were definitely in the combo.
It was like a 2-team, 3-team
IW
event.
was Envy Optic.
Yeah, not BO3.
Not Modern for 2019 or Cold War.
It kind of has to be World War II.
Yeah, it's gotta be World War II.
Damn, I won the most competitive. Let's go.
You're
Good question. Who was that?
Vanguard could have been in
Slaybix.
Good question.
I think Vanguard in the most recent years is probably the one going that one. I know you guys had just won, Sam, so you guys were the favorites, but like there was
definitely there was
opportunities
us Optic FaZe, right?
Yeah.
What about different game modes down the road for CDO? What would you like to see down the road with different game modes for competitive Call of Duty?
Bring Uplink back.
Yeah, if we can get Uplink back.
Ban and Protect. You guys like Ban and Protect?
I'll die on the hill. I think it's fucking godlike.
I fucking hate it.
I'll die on the hill. I'll fight it till the death.
I think it's horrible.
Dog shit.
I thought it was the fucking dopest shit ever.
It was terrible.
It needs to be sequence. It cannot be a
bad teams just banned random shit.
It needs to be like staggered. There's some order to it. There's some strategy. It was a great idea, but it was like,
yeah, it should have been turn-based.
That one tweak would make it so much
But even if it was sequenced, it still had crutch stuff that could be cheese. That's the problem with Ban and Protect.
Certain things should have been bannable.
Yeah, I think Ban and Protect would have worked great if it was like you were able to change specific like ways the game was played, but not the way it was used. Like you had teams literally banning every normal gun that was used,
Yeah,
and you had to play
kill a team,
completely off meta stuff. Like
That's godlike.
and that's like
good stuff,
fun,
man.
but like in a one-off series, it just makes it cheese because you can't practice for that. Like Sam, we can sit here all day and talk about Banner Protect, but not one of us were scrimming with like only Vespers in any point of the year. So you just ended up playing matches that you had never practiced, and that kind of like waters down the outcome of the game because
I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't
a
agree with
coin
that
toss.
entirely.
I don't agree with this take because I remember.
But how? Because if
We
we're
were
talking
very
about COD
prepared
and we
for like
practice-
every stupid ass Banner Protect thing that
tell
we
me
did.
you
We
scrimmed
protected
one
rapid fire
game.
against Optic strictly
No,
so we could use
that's
rapid fire
fine.
ICRs and Nick could use a Pharaoh because he loved using the gun and used it all the time.
That's fine, but I'm talking
And Krim
about
would get
like
pissed.
you
That's
never
all-
you never
that's all
scrimmed
those-
one series where you played 8
I remember
Vespers
that,
on,
Sam.
like,
What are we
I was
doing?
so mad.
I think banning weapons is dumb. I think you should like.
I
pretty
think
much
that's
allow
godlike,
everything
bro.
else.
I'm tired of watching the
godlike. I
same
love
2
that shit.
fucking guns all year.
The thing is, though,
ban the gun and
thing
get
is,
good
though,
with the other ones.
That gun, that game had a pretty good balance of like weapons that were good. Like,
Yeah, it did.
we haven't had that in other CODs where like the weapons are actually
Who
kind of
fucking cares?
balanced.
Ban the guns
Adapter-
and
hey,
make
bro,
them do
adapter
something
die.
else. It's
Adapter
good in
die.
relativity to the other guns. If
It'd
the
probably be less
good guns are
GAs.
banned and the shit ones are in, they're all the same. Get
They're-
good with other guns.
There would
Ban
probably be less GAs, right? If we had a ban and protect
Yes.
system, like some,
Bro,
some,
ban and
some
protect was godlike. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
but
I don't give a fuck.
that was the problem though. Is we said that we would have GAs in ban and protect, but it all went out the window. Like there was certain stuff
Yeah,
that
we
you
had
just
H
shouldn't
rules,
have
bro.
banned. Yeah, but that went out the window at real tournaments.
Think
People didn't
about
As
it
it
this
should.
way. Think about it this way.
Nah,
though.
that's what I'm saying though, Sam. If we had like a set stuff that didn't get touched,
Like a
and then
baseline
we
ban list. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, then it would work. But we didn't
That's
have
fine.
that, and just became cheese.
I still think the concept of ban and protect is something that Call of Duty has desperately needed for years.
I
Because
think
it's
from a
the only
concept,
thing,
yes,
it is the
but not
only
from the
thing
way it was
outside of the
implemented.
game, other than vetoes, that can impact a series. Other than strictly playing the game, other than vetoes, it's the only thing that's ever existed that you could actually game plan for. You can think about what you want to do against different teams. You can think about how to approach, like, oh, I'm playing formal. He loves the M8. Bet, let's get that shit out. Like, there's so many fucking things that go into preparing a good ban and protect that I missed from that game that are gone.
But I also think like, what about and let's use X Defiant here because COD didn't have like a skill based thing, but I think ban and protect on elements outside, like for I mean, you play.
Yeah, what do you mean by
the
impact the game?
abilities.
Like, what do you?
Bro, ban and protect should have been a thing for
in a meta situation, Sam. Like, let's say you're gonna run I don't know, mag barrier, and you target the ban EMPs. Like when you're doing it, because that's the way ban and protect works in like League. Like you're really, and not just League, but like Dota, you're strategizing the team composition that you're gonna have,
Yeah.
and that you're gonna play against, and expect the other team to do. Actually, so I think ways like that, like, and Chris had specialists, but specialists were pretty one-dimensional. You didn't have multiple things you selected. But I think in terms of that, I think ban and protect would work great.
Yeah, like ban and protecting like abilities or
Yeah,
specialist
because
ultimate.
then you're like really having
Oh,
a
you can
high
do that
level
now.
strategy
We had
of
we had
like
a good strategy against your team, Pat. Does Tom remember the strategy?
Against
my
Pat's team?
What game?
Yeah, get fast hands the fuck out of there.
I don't even
But like
fucking
that,
remember
but
that.
at
I'll
the
be
same
honest.
time though, Pat, like shit.
I don't
What
remember
was
that.
fast hands used for?
Weapons switching and like nades or some shit like that. But
Why
like
would you ban that?
at the, I don't know, bro.
What are
I
you talking about?
making the game
Dude,
random.
you
I
guys-
get
you
is
guys
the
made me
argument.
play about this one. I'll let them tell the story.
Dude, I understand making the main argument against ban and protect is that it makes the game random. But I feel like the people that have that mentality about it never actually thought about ban and protect as a way to get a competitive edge and only reacted to the things that people were doing as opposed to being proactive about it.
100%.
Like,
Oh no, I mean we
like
100%
if
used it that way, but I still didn't
so
think
think
it
about
was-
like, bro, think about like fucking Elevate. They had all the movement people, fucking Naga, Yuli, all these guys, right? They banned Afterburner against us at Champs because they knew that is shit that they had prepared for like evac S&D. It was a map that we ended up playing. Like that shit has been so desperately needed in COD to just switch up the viewing experience, switching up how you approach the game. Like I'm watching the same shit, the same guns, the same way to play the game for fucking 8 months straight with zero thought process other than spawn in, shoot gun straight is the dumbest shit in the fucking world.
Yeah, but
it is
that-
dumb as
the
fuck.
examples that you're using are like good examples. But my
That's
problem
because-
is
yes.
that's not how it was used though, is my point. Like
That's why that's where the
was-
examples come from.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if we had baselines where we knew that's the results we were gonna get, then yes. But the problem with Ban and Protect was it was so free that it allowed people to just make it completely ridiculous.
It's like, oh my god, protect high cow, like or like protect or ban a trophy system. Like that's
why wouldn't you give people unlimited freedom? Like I'm not,
because we have GAs for a reason. Ben,
I'm not
because we
against the
understand that
baseline set of
games,
bans.
The game inherently is casual, very casual. Like, we have to have baseline stuff.
I'm not
make
against
the game
that,
competitive.
but like I think just the concept of ban and protect is something that Call of Duty has desperately needed for years.
Because people were just using it to make a
I understand the cheese
game.
argument. Like if you want to like baseline ban, I don't know, high cal, then like sure.
Ban
Because
and
you
Protect,
can have a gun in the game that kills
They
in a
did-
bullet,
they-
sure,
they
whatever.
They did do that. You guys remember? We did baseline ban it towards the end of the year. I'm pretty sure.
No, we didn't. We did
We
in
didn't.
Really?
scrims, but when we
It's
got to
good,
the
yeah.
tournaments, everything went. It made no fucking
That's actually
sense. Like,
insane.
people are scumbagging for sure.
yeah,
I mean, I'll say this. I think that if you guys can't see the writing on the wall, that long term, the stale meta thing's not going to get addressed. I'm very curious to see, like next year. Now that we see Activision trying stuff at ranked play, like this stale meta that we have this year, like needs to be addressed next year. Ban and Protect would be one
Bring
way
it
to
back.
do it. There's other ways to do it as well.
I'll die on the hill, man.
But it's a
Give a
big
fuck.
problem this year, I would say.
I
Yeah.
would love ban and protect with weapons if like the weapons were ideally balanced and we didn't have like, for example, like a weapon that if it wasn't banned would just be 4 of them or 8 of them on each team. But I think that's where kind of baseline bans would come into play.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be our last question. Speaking of tournaments, you guys peeped the tournament with like XQC and Stable Ronaldo and Trainwrecks and all those guys. You guys watch that at all?
Sam and I coaching that shit.
Sam,
Shout out,
Sam, what
Benja.
was
I saw
what was it
highlights.
like coaching Sketch? What was it like coaching Sketch?
Bad
man?
listener, Tom.
Bro, he's
Bad
not-
listener.
He's a bad listener. He blacked out
Nah,
a few times.
it was a blast, man. I like that was a cool moment. Shout out to Kason because like I'm in my own little bubble over here in COD, and I rarely like venture out of it. So having the opportunity to like hang out with just fucking insane people that make content on the internet it was dope, bro. Having everyone come play our game, you know, the shit we play 8 hours a day was a really cool opportunity just to hang out and have some fun.
was
Yeah.
FaZe Rain the best player?
It was really good.
Bro. Yo,
Go
I
for it.
Really
I
good.
deadass went into their call pack because we played them first round. I went in there raging. I was like, "Yo, is Rain like, is there someone ringing on this guy's account? Like, what is going on?" He's like,
Nah,
"Nah,
Rain's
solo
actually
queued to
good.
like Crim 3." I'm like, "Yo, he was popping pieces like predicting the third and like just doing crazy
Rain's
shit."
always-
I'm
Rain's
like,
always been a fucking grinder,
"Dude,
though.
I couldn't believe my eyes."
Like
Yeah.
are we not remembering like FaZe ran back in the day? Like that guy.
Yeah, he was a trick shotter. He wasn't fucking running around in
He's
rank
still-
play
he's still-
in
he's still
iridescent
putting
Nah,
lobby.
in
he was good in
slamming.
another tournament that we played, and it was ranked play and with a regular gun, and he was frying. This was in like MW2. I forgot who threw the tournament, but he's good, bro. FaZe Rain can play, man.
Yeah,
Nordic
Norton
can
was
play.
fucking gaming.
Norton
and then
was-
Matt, I think Matt had like fucking 17
Yeah,
a
hold on,
map or
can
something.
we, can we talk about?
I don't know
this?
how Matt snuck into
Okay,
that tournament.
So here's what happened: is Silky was supposed to be on that team, and Trainwrecks paid off.
Oh,
Silky
Game
to leave
Bulldogs got the
team for
stats
Nate.
from the tournament. We should pull those up in my community.
Bro,
let me see what's going on here.
How did Kason let Brainwrecks buy Silky out of his spot to put Nate Shot on his team? I know they're still end up losing the tournament.
Money
but
talks.
That's good play out
how
of
did we
Train.
allow that, bro? Like, how is
Good
that?
play
oh,
out of
it's
Train, to
Lacey,
be
not
honest.
Silky, my bad, chat. But like,
Money talks.
bro,
Bro, when
Insane.
Silky ran into the other room,
It was Lacey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Lacey,
Lacey.
Lacey was the one who was supposed to play, yeah, and then a whole lot of shit happened, but
Train found out he was dog shit at COD and then chalked it and paid him off.
yeah.
But Train's team didn't end up winning.
Yo, side note.
They lost in finals.
Yo, side note. Before we end the stream, bro, if you guys haven't seen, Kai's doing 100
Elden
like
Ring,
hour
yeah.
stream Elden Ring, bro. He's like 5 hours in, and he still has yet to leave the tutorial.
He's shocked.
No way. He's
Chalk it
chalked,
up.
bro. He's fucking
But-
chalked.
He's
I
fighting
wanna-
the horse,
I wanna
the
get back on
horse
topic
fucking
for
boss.
some-
He just choked it by 1 HP.
Get back on topic. Weren't we about to close out the show?
No. Last thing on the Kason tournament, like I want to give a big shout out to Kason because that's that kind of crossover tournament that we should do more in COD. Like get non-competitive people in, mix them with the competitive crowd. The moments were funny. XQC getting trolled by Cellium was fucking hilarious. Like the combos we were having with Train.
Yeah, it was awesome, bro. The tournament was
it was-
awesome.
Ronaldo was here in the mix. Like it was really good, and I hope Kason does more of them in the future. for
Yeah,
sure.
the goal is to do more, and obviously, like especially with the ending of it too, like learn from it. You know, like mistakes were definitely made. I think at the end of that one, and even with me, like running in tournaments, like they get better and better the more you do them, right? And I think that's what we want to do is keep running them, bro. Keep running these tournaments, like keep them pushing, and keep them fucking pumping. So Huge shout out to everybody that helps put it together, man, for real. And shout out to Kason because he called everybody and got everybody together. So it's a big place, man. We'll definitely try and get some more of those in the future for sure, bro. Then of course we had a big historical moment in the Call of Duty community yesterday. We had a 20v1 with Dashi and Tony. What did you guys think about that?
Actually, was hilarious.
Duarte, you watched it?
I watched highlights. That was pure fucking comedy, bro. Bruce is hilarious.
I saw Pat in the chat say something about happy hour.
Oh, I was talking to Zinni, yeah, because Zinni said he had to go earlier, and I said he wasn't fooling nobody. We all know he's on his way to the happiest hour. It's a bar.
Yeah, bro.
Wait,
you know where
Ben,
Tony's
I have
going.
a question, Ben. Your background looks familiar, man. Are you doing any assistant work, or what's up?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No way. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the flank here today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out audio sites that you're on. And go follow at The Flank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. ZooMaa.gg for the merch. And as always, guys, it's an absolute pleasure. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. Some talking about.
Ben's favorite cereal is Cocoa Puffs.
Love!